Hello, and welcome back to the SpoilerCast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. Oh, on my camera, there we go. And welcome to this season finale. The 2024 summer season, winter/summer season finale.
It's a summer season finale, but because it ends in the summer.
Yeah, because we have two seasons every year.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the last episode before we take a few weeks break. We're not sure exactly how long yet. That's the beauty of being your own boss. But fear not.
We know that we're not completely on a break.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that off air. Also, yes. We will release, as we've done a few years now, we will release a summer episode. It should be in the middle of the summer. It's a big one. This year we're doing Star Wars. So,
ooh.
Yeah, look forward to that. Because if you listen to this podcast, you know what we think about Star Wars.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. By the way, my name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. And in today's episode, since it is the last days before we go on summer break, we've never actually done this before, because, it's not really a genre or anything, but it is a subset of movies. We're going to talk about summer movies.
Woohoo!
Woo! And specifically a 2024 summer movie then, of course.
Yes.
The little American independent picture, I wouldn't call it an indie, Snack Shack. Woo!
Yeah,
again.
Woo! Sorry, I was scrolling through the list you sent me yesterday at the same time.
Yeah.
I realized I didn't notice if one movie was there that I wanted to be there, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, yeah. No, this is written and directed by Adam Rehmeyer, whose, I guess, biggest claim to fame is Dinner in America, which came out a few years ago. Really cool, punk rock love story, romantic comedy almost. I saw it, back when it was new, so I don't fully remember. But I know that Kyle Gallner is in it, which is always a good thing. We're Kyle Gallner fans, right?
This dude's we are. Yeah, this dude's a camera and electrical department person.
Yeah, so he's not. He's been in the industry, but he hasn't made that many made his own movies. So this is I think it's his second movie. Full movie as a director and a writer.
Technically, he has 3 before, but I don't know how big they are. The Bunny Game, Jonas, and H.P. Lovecraft, Two Left Arms.
Oh, shit. I completely missed that. Yeah, Henry and Marvin is a short. The Bunny Game. Yeah, it's an hour and 16. Wait.
But I don't know how big they were. Even if it's a full-length feature, maybe it doesn't,
Yeah, it's smaller. But the Bunny Game sounds exactly like how a prostitute looking for her next meal hitches a ride with a trucker that leaves her praying for her next breath. I wonder if this is the one because I saw a trailer, but I thought it was for a movie called Piggy. Hold on. Now we're completely
we're off track straight away. That's how it usually is. So.
Yeah, sorry. No, this is not the same. We'll look that up later. But it has the exact same plot as the movie I think it's called Pig or Piggy, which is also about a prostitute being tortured by a trucker, which is...
Well, looking at the small blurbs and posters of these other movies, this seems like a very different movie.
Yes.
Snack Shack,
Yes. Yeah, even reading, The Bunny Game, Jonas...
Something about a religious person
who
sheds his sins or whatever.
Even Dinner in America is very different from that. It has that, American... I know some people have said it's the wrong way to put it, but the Midwest movies, American, heartland movies that kind of take place in the middle of the country.
Sure.
We had one last year also starring Kyle Gallner, The Passenger.
Right, yeah.
It feels because usually big Hollywood movies are in New York or California. It's coastal movies.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have all the smaller movies that always takes place somewhere in the middle of the country, like Wisconsin or, I don't
Yeah.
know, north of
Iowa.
Texas. Yeah, exactly. And then America is very much a movie like that. Something like a classic one would be Napoleon Dynamite. It takes place somewhere in the middle of America, a landlocked state, kind of out of time,
Yeah.
And Snack Shack, to get into Snack Shack now, is kind of the same. Although this is more of it's actually like a period piece. Because it takes place in 1991, specifically. But that's also like kind of to put it out of time. Because that's my first, like we said, this is completely off track now, but that would be my first complaint about the movie. It doesn't feel very 90s. I mean, the clothes do, and the fact they don't have cell phones and stuff like that do. But the way they speak... Now, I was barely alive in 1991.
Exactly.
You weren't alive.
No.
So I can't say I remember anything from 1991, because I was literally 1 years old in the summer.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen movies from 1991. I've heard people talk. These people sound like they talk like they do in the 2000s or 2010s.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that, but that was my first complaint.
A little bit. I had a hard time realizing or like accepting that it was the 90s even specifically. It felt like a weird combination of like the 80s and the 2000s, which I guess is the 90s.
That is the 90s, yeah. It's very, very early 90s, so it's basically still like 80s fashion.
Yeah, and then, the interior specifically felt very 80s.
Yeah, because it is 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they haven't upgraded it yet.
That's like early 80s movies are very brown and beige, because it's still the 70s aesthetic.
Yeah.
Before it turns into all like plastic and neon, which is, I guess, technically 90s, but...
Yeah, but that's what their houses felt like, specifically, oh my god, what was his name? AJ's family home.
Yeah.
It was very brown and orangey and wood tones. It was like, yeah, this is an 80s house. But maybe they haven't redecorated for the 90s yet.
Exactly. No. But anyway, we should actually get into the actual discussion now. So it takes once again sort of like the middle of the country, so to speak, not a coast. It's Nebraska City, 1991, and IMDb just says 2 best friends gets a chance to run the swimming pool snack shack that later comes to be the perfect scenario for transgression, fun, personal discovery, and romance. And I mean, it was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
So, just to get into it, what did you think of Snack Shack?
I thought it was a pretty good, like, feel-good movie, sort of. Classic teenage summer movie style. Reminded me of, like Hot Rod.
Yes.
Or like...
I would say it's very much a summer movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, what's that one called? Is it Adventureland?
Yes, I haven't even seen that, and this is like, ooh, this is Adventureland. Yeah, I don't know. I skipped it for some reason when it was new, even though I liked the director.
I think that one's on the list you sent me.
Yes, it is. It is.
Just like classic teenagers don't know what to do during the summer, so they're just up to no good, basically.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Or like they have to work, obviously shit happens as well.
I think that is, again, should we talk more about the movie, or should we define what a summer movie is?
Talk about the movie first.
Talk about the movie first. Okay, yeah.
Because there's a few different kinds of summer movies, in my opinion. But yeah, sure. I liked it. It was, just to like give a quick one, I liked it. It has its ups and downs. We have good stuff, bad stuff. Specifically with like what happens in the movie. Obviously, we have the sad stuff. I mean,
yeah. Which
twist, to be honest, because it came so late, and I thought it was someone else, without spoiling.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It. It was a nice movie. I'm not going to say like a perfect film or anything, but it's a nice movie. It's very, actually, well made, to be honest. I didn't have many issues with that, but it's kind of, it's just good.
Yeah. No, and I agree. I really enjoyed it. I think you gave it a 4 on Letterboxd.
I think I gave it a 3.
And I saw it, and I saw it a few weeks ago. Once again, I was I got I was recommended, or, you know, whatever. I was recommended by Red Letter Media. They were doing a summer catch-up episode, you know. Like
You were influenced.
yeah, I was influenced. And they mentioned, like, oh, yeah, Jay watched a new movie from Adam Remeyer, the guy who made Dinner in America. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And it sounded like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Jay, though, described it more like there was, like, he said, like, oh, they spent, like, thousands of dollars on getting the keys to the snack shack for the summer, only to realize, like, oh my god, they're never going to make that money back. It's like, I thought that was going to be, like, the main plot.
Yeah.
Not at all. They quickly sense that they make the money back in, like, days. Spoilers for that, I suppose. No, like, the snack shack is not really... I mean, yeah, like I said,
it's
the
just
snack shack
piece.
is a hub. Yeah, it's a set piece. Because that's where they spend most of their summer. But it's what happens with AJ and Moose and, what's the girl's name? Brooke. That is more important.
Yeah, it's the friendship.
The friendship, yeah. The relationship between those three people. And I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I was thrown off by the lingo, which didn't really sound 90s to me. There was a lot of, like, for lack of a better, like, boomer warning, hip-hop slang, which, yes, hip-hop was a thing, but in the early 90s, we didn't really have, like modern hip-hop yet. We had the hip, yippee, 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 yo, I'm here to say, that kind of hip-hop, you know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, the way they talked threw me off, and I thought it was a little long at almost 2 hours.
There was a moment where I went, are we done?
Yeah.
What is happening? Like, this could be cut out.
We talked about this, with the Mad Max movies, and especially Furiosa, how they go very back and forth. There's not a feeling of progression until, like, the last third. Mm-hmm. And why that makes Fury Road the best one, of course, because that is constant progression until the mid part when they go back.
Turn around.
Then that is the new progression. Anyway, sorry. This one had a little bit of that too. There was a lot of back and forth that could have been cut down maybe, but not by a lot.
No. And at the same time, I think that had a bit of a purpose because it's representing two teenage boys.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Who are definitely lost in what they're doing, obviously. Like, their plans are all thrown off, but in general, they're obviously a little bit lost because of what they decide to do throughout the entire movie. Even the beginning of them, like, scheming and... and you realizing and all that.
Yeah, you realizing they're 14 and they feel like we gotta get ahead. So calm down. You're not even in high school yet. Yeah, they have this this grinding mindset that we see on YouTube nowadays with, like, 20-year-olds, but they had it in the 90s when they were 14. Yeah. Which is what kind of threw me off, because it felt very modern in that sense, that everyone grows up so quick nowadays because they have to, like, earn money early, and you become a YouTuber when you're 14. You, like, start doing the grind. I think though that there definitely were, like, industrious teens, so to speak. I mean,
sure, of course.
But yeah, it is a little, like I said, it's a little out of its time.
A little bit.
So,
but at the same time, I imagine a lot of teenagers in the 90s did this during the summer, because how else would they have money to do anything? Yeah. What else would they be doing? Like, stay at home and watch videotapes? Yeah, exactly. You get a job because there's nothing else to do. Yeah. Play Nintendo? How fun is that? Today it might be, because we have so many different games. Yeah. Today you can sit at home, watch TV, and play video games all day, but in the 90s, not really. No. Well, not even, like, during our years of the 90s. No. And especially when you're that young, you want to do something. Yeah. There was, so I saw the movie a few weeks ago, and I recommended this as sort of a season finale because it is a summer movie, and I really like it. Really, it's not a literally me movie, but it definitely spoke to me. Like, even though I wasn't this industrious, it was definitely like I could see myself in certain aspects of them from when I was younger. And I was like, oh yeah, Rebecca's gonna love this because of that. And I was just like, wait,
she's a girl.
Well, that's not an issue.
I don't know how much that was like a juxtaposition. Did it
for
feel
some
more
girls,
like a,
it might
like a
be,
dude
but
movie,
not
a guy movie?
a little bit. But I mean, some people would be like, some girls would be like, nah, I can't watch this. This is too guyish, boyish.
Too guy-y, too beauty,
Yeah, they're too much dude, too much testosterone.
Testosterone.
Yeah, that word.
You can't even say it. You're just triggered by the word.
I don't have an issue though with like dudes being dudes. I get it.
Yeah.
Especially in film. I don't mind it. So I just, I don't know. I liked it.
You rolled with it.
I rolled with it, yeah. No. Sure, there are certain things that I just go, the fuck is wrong with boys? Like, why would you throat punch your friend?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere and call it, what did he say? He said it was like a warning or something. Like that's just, so you know it's coming, basically. Like, but why? Why are you throat punching your friend?
Because they're full of testosterone. It's fucking.
I get it when they end up in a fight eventually.
Yeah.
Because I've seen friends fight for no real reason, but they actually like start fighting. But I never understood the whole just punching randomly and never like actually starting a fight, not have a reason for it. Don't get that part.
No.
Other than that, sure. I mean, they're just boys, basically.
Yeah.
This is the only time you can say boys being boys, by the way. I don't like that expression, but for this it works. It's a bad excuse for a lot of things.
Well, you like, oh, your son burnt down the elementary school.
Yeah.
Boys gotta be boys.
Boys.
No. That's not an
work.
excuse, but there's definitely behaviors where you're like, well, it's boys. I'm sorry.
Yes, but it's been overused and misused, so I'm not a fan of the expression anymore.
Yeah.
But this one is perfectly describing of that expression. This is boys being boys. Literally.
Yeah, deciding to make their own beer.
At 14.
Try to sell it at 14. Yeah, exactly.
First of all, I don't know if I would have figured that out at 14 unless I had today's internet search history.
Yeah. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could figure it out, but
probably, but like to the point where you can sell it?
Yeah, no. Well, the people that we're going to sell it to, I don't think really care.
Nah, that's true.
About quality, except...
But most of them said it was fine, at least. It's not like, ugh, this is disgusting, but at least it's alcohol. Like, no, they drank it.
Yeah, the Nick Robinson character, Shane, is like, it's pretty good.
Yeah. It can't be bad.
No, I'm sure it's fine. I think if you get the science down, I think it's hard to fuck up beer.
I guess.
Because you're not flavoring it in any way. You just make sure, you have the right amount of hops, barley, water, yeast. I mean, that's it. It's gonna taste like beer,
I guess,
but nothing else. Anyway,
that's the blurb on Letterboxd.
Yeah, that their beer making business
goes down the drain.
Yeah. I thought that was early on in the movie, like one of the funnier scenes when the because they talk about I think it's leaking.
Yeah.
And it turns out, yes, it did leak. That's how they get found out. And Moose's father is like, I think they were planning to selling it to kids. And like, oh my god, it's like, they're kids.
AJ's mom is literally doing the Simpsons meme. Yeah. Oh, what about the children?
Yeah, it's like, it's not they're, well, I mean, technically, yes, they are exploiting children, but they are children.
They're obviously not selling to 14-year-olds, though. They're selling to older guys, mostly, it seems. Yeah,
from what we see, yeah.
Because what 14-year-old can afford to buy beer?
True. Unless you're Moose and AJ, who are like thousands of dollars to move around with.
Because somehow they managed to bet on dogs and shit.
Yeah.
I don't really...
That was another thing that maybe like in a movie... in a movie format isn't maybe the most usual. But I like the fact that they had very, very few setbacks with the business.
Yes.
Like, yeah, they bet all the money on the last money they have, like on that dog, the last dog they bet on at the dog track, and they win instead of lose all the money. It's like, oh, now we have to get money. Like, no, they have all the money. They have thousands of dollars. But they get found out that they ditched the school trip and all that. And then, the only, like, real setback is that their beer-making stuff gets discovered. But they still have, like, cases left so they can sell it anyway.
Yeah.
And then, the big thing, slight spoiler here. There's not much to spoil in this movie, so I think we can probably...
So there's a couple of things that you should
other than
avoid,
discussing
obviously.
the end, I suppose, which we will do, but that's really the only big spoiler. The other one, like Jay mentioned it, I thought the big problem was going to be them making the money back from the snack shack.
Yes, they took out money from their, like, savings accounts and shit.
Yeah, they spent $3,000 on getting the keys to get to, like, an auction.
3001.
3001, yeah. When usually people get it for like a couple of $100.
Yeah, the other brothers, whatever they were called, they had 300.
Yeah, because, I mean, how much money can you really make on selling, like, dollar sodas and, like, 10-cent candy?
Hot dogs and, like, small candy.
Not that much.
Unless
you're AJ and Moose, and you just set up like, which is also kind of unbelievable, but it's part of it. First of all, it's part of the movie that Moose can just he can just get connections.
He finds anything he needs,
even though he's 14 years old. But it's also that, like, summer magic thing, like it'll work out. It's the summer, sort of.
Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. So they just set up like an actual business where they get, like, deliveries of hot dogs and candy and stuff, and they just, and I was like, oh, okay, so they're spending all that extra money on setting all that up, and then they're gonna have like 5 customers a day who buy, like, oh, I want an ice cream. That's it. But no, from day one, it is packed with little kids buying candies and hot dogs and sodas.
Because that is obviously the only space in town where you can, like, go swimming and, like, hang out for the summer. That's where everybody goes. Because what else are they supposed to do in Midland, Nebraska? Was it right?
Yeah, Nebraska.
Like, what else do you do there?
Yeah, you go to the pool, you hang out with your friends.
Yeah,
and you buy your candy there. Yeah, and even some of the older kids hang out there because they work as lifeguards. Yeah, like, it's the big hangout. It's like
the spot.
The spot. Like we had, I don't know if you ever really hung out there, but we had Lilika back in the day.
We didn't hang out there.
Okay.
Honestly, we hung out by the lake more.
Okay, I used to hang out by Lilika, like this little convenience store.
What the fuck would you do there?
Just hang out outside. You know, you listen to music, talk shit. Sometimes.
No, in the summer we would go. In the summer we would go to the lake and hang out by the you know, where the part where there were mountain.
Yeah, the other side. There's the beach,
the rocky bits,
and then the other side. Yeah.
I mean,
we did that too, but, like, if we weren't swimming,
at someone's house.
Oh, sure, yeah.
No, we wouldn't even go there to swim. We just sat there and listened to music.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, yes.
But if you don't have those kinds of places, then it's, I guess, the pool was that place for these kids, obviously.
Yeah. So I think they make back their money, like, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and more.
Yeah.
Because AJ presents his parents with the cash for the loan as soon as they have. I think it's the first week even.
They make and that's just.
And then he also gets them tickets for the show, he has some money over. I think.
Yeah, because he starts saving for the Alaska trip next summer.
Yeah.
Which is where they kind of introduce the voice of reason character, Shane, the older guy. What is, like, 20 or something?
I'm not sure. Because he said he wasted, like, sophomore year or something.
Yeah. So I think he I mean, that sophomore is isn't it high school?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think because he comes back from the military.
Yeah.
He was
But how old do you need to be to enlist?
18.
Okay, so maybe he's 19
19,
then.
20, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Because the plan is he's going to go to college after this. So
right.
he took, like, a leap year or whatever you call it. So yeah, he's a little older than you usually are when you start college, but, you know, not much older.
No.
And first of all, did you recognize where he was from? Did you like?
No, I recognized him.
I did too. I was like, where have I seen him before?
him.
And it took me a while, and I'm not even sure that's where I actually recognized him from, but he is the older son, the older kid in Jurassic World. But I was like, that can't be where I know him from. I don't remember that character. But then the only other thing that, that I've seen really with him in was,
he's Love Simon.
Yes.
He's Simon. I haven't seen that though, but his face is all over the place.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't pinpoint though. Either it's Love Simon, I saw that in 2018. So I was like, can I really remember him? He has a role in Shadow in the Cloud from 2020, but I don't remember that movie.
I haven't seen that one.
It's a garbage movie.
No, it's probably Jurassic World, and he plays the prince in Damsel, but you never saw Damsel.
No.
But I think I just recognized him because I saw posters for Love Simon.
That might be it, yeah.
I was like, I know. Is he from like 13 Reasons Why? Or like, where am I seeing?
Yeah.
Where have I seen him?
He felt like that kind of a character or actor, but no. I did see him in Kings of Summer, but that's even longer ago than Jurassic World, so I can't even say I know. I just recognized his face. And I like that he was not. Even though his character almost turns into it's like a token towards the end, where he's just there to like,
a little bit.
Well, hold on, this is what's actually going. I really liked that character to kind of, he was a voice of reason.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm staring at Moose's IMDb, Gabriel LaBelle, because his IMDb picture makes him look like someone else.
Yeah, he looks very different. He looks a bit like the Goose Wizard. What's his name?
The Goose Wizard?
Wasn't that what he called himself? Ezra Miller.
Oh yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Ezra Miller, or the I guess lead guitarist in The Strokes, Albert Hammond Jr.
Yeah. But apparently it's the guy who played Sammy in The Fabelmans.
Yeah, which I can't really remember. Is that?
No, me neither.
Which is that? That's not the main son, is it? Who is Sammy in that movie? I don't remember. No, it is.
Yeah,
him.
no, he is. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, then he's completely different.
But he's a bit younger, I think, and also he has way shorter hair.
But he looks older in the pictures from The Fabelmans.
It's just the hair, then maybe, and less muscle.
Yeah. Anyway,
because he's very muscly in Snack Shack.
Yeah.
He's short but buff.
Yeah.
And still they get beat up by these,
well,
I don't know,
much bigger guys.
Yeah,
high school
the
kids.
fucking mullet and terrible 80s clothes.
Yeah. No, but like,
I don't know where we were getting it.
I don't know either. You
I sidetracked.
Yeah. That is, if I'm gonna have my third minor complaint, it is that character only exists to
Oh no, Shane. Sorry.
Yeah, Shane only exists to be, a voice. He's not really a character.
No, he's there to make AJ think about things.
Yeah, exactly.
And do things, really.
And in the beginning, that's fine, because he's older, so he tells them, like, it's going to be fine, and he
gets them the job.
Yeah, and I might not, I probably won't go to college, because it's better to, like, do what feels best for you and all that stuff, because AJ is very pressured by his parents to go to college and be, like, a good son, so to speak.
Yes, because, the parents are obviously saints.
Well, that's the kind of, like, what do you call it? Like, yeah, I mean,
they're a picture-perfect family, so he needs to fit the picture.
Yeah, but then, as the movie goes on, we start seeing some cracks in that as well, especially with the dad. Towards the end, when he talks about his youth and stuff like that, and it's then when you realize why they're pushing him so hard, because not that they've made mistakes, obviously they have it very well. He's a judge and everything, but want to avoid some of the pitfalls they fell into as kids, which that's what every parent wants to,
of course.
Even though
not only like things they did, but like things they saw other people do. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's those moments that, shape you as a person. I mean, even though he made all those mistakes, he still became a big fancy judge. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
You learn from your mistakes.
Exactly, exactly. And that's I think,
as long as they're not, life altering in the way where they imprison you or kill you.
Exactly. So
or maim you for life, maybe.
Yeah. So a lot of except for AJ and Moose, not even Brooke, just AJ and Moose. None of the characters have a lot of character development because they're all mostly like side characters until the end when there's the big thing happens for most of them. Yeah. So I wouldn't really call that a complaint, but maybe like it feels like that, like you said, that should have come a little earlier in the movie.
Yes, because it was
just
like
a
with
little earlier?
15 minutes left of the entirety of the runtime, including then
credits.
Credits.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also that very final thing that just solves the issues, basically.
Yes.
Makes people think like, fuck it. Everything we've done so far, everything we've gone through has been nothing because of like this could happen to everyone.
And that's also, a big part of a coming of age movie. Like they have all these, they're making so much money. They have all these businesses they want to start up. I mean, Moose at one point is going to start investing a bunch of money into stocks and stuff.
Yeah.
Through this old weird guy who lives in a house. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then there's little problems, of course, some, lovers quarrel.
I was about to say girl problems.
And it starts, to the point where, classic second act low point, they're not friends anymore.
No.
Like they break up the friendship
over a girl, by the way.
Bitch! Anyway,
honestly, I kind of felt she was a bit of a bitch.
She was.
That's not cool. You can't do that to friends.
No.
Doesn't matter how slow they are.
Even the way Shane explains it, why she does it, it's like, that, come on.
It's not fair.
That's not fair. It's not nice. It's not nice. It's better to have a conversation then. But I guess, even though she's a little older, I think she's like 16, 17?
Probably.
I guess they're still kids,
she acts it
so
at
maybe
least.
they can't actually understand that. It's very not
nice
to play them against each other, basically.
She acts so mature.
Yeah, that's
so you think she's gonna be more mature and think about stuff like that, but no, maybe
that's
not.
women for you. Think they're so mature.
Could also come with being an army brat and never gets to settle down.
Sure, yeah.
Always having to like manipulate people to be your friends quickly.
Yeah, and then that probably plays into it. But then so there's a lot of problems to keep mounting until it's so bad that they're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
But then there's that one, when they kind of have to grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
And you realize like, this is,
this is petty compared to...
Yeah, it's petty. Like, we can work this out. It's pretty simple, in reference to what
actually we're at like 30-minute mark. We can't spoil things.
Already? Shit. Okay.
Yeah. So, in the end...
Let's talk about that. From here on out, spoilers. when Shane dies, out of nowhere.
Yes, very out of nowhere.
Yeah, because he's like the guy who seems to have it not
all figured out, but he's like...
Not all figured out, but at least he knows what he wants, but he hasn't figured it all out yet.
He has a plan, and he knows where he wants to go, but he doesn't know exactly how yet.
Yeah, which is interesting, because I think to specifically AJ, because... They're not brothers, are they?
No, and they're not even cousins. They're neighbors, I think.
They're just neighbors. Okay, so there's no
or they're like
familial.
They might be cousins. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
because they're very close. Their families are very close.
That's what I feel too. Like maybe I don't know. Either way, yeah. From AJ's...
No one has a last name here, so I don't know.
Exactly. From AJ's perspective, he looks like, he's the guy that has everything together. He has all the answers and everything, because he's a few years older. That's just normal. But as a 34-year-old, and he definitely knows what he wants, but he's not that much, in my eyes, not that much older than them, really.
He's pretty much lost as well. He just had someone tell him what to do, basically, when he joined the army.
Yeah.
Which gives you perspective on certain things,
Yeah.
and which is why he knows that, I want to travel. I want to go to that place at least.
Yeah, but I thought that was...
I do want to study. But it's not like he knows exactly what he wants to do.
No. That's why he's going to go on a
spiritual journey.
Spiritual journey to Alaska. Yeah, exactly.
A hike, even, sounded like.
Yeah, some sort of trail, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked... That was really good writing to not make him actually have all the answers, or even when he has the answer, there might not actually, like, maybe the best answers, really, but
to a 14-year-old
exactly, they're good enough for a 14-year-old.
Because obviously AJ's been compared to him a lot when he was younger, like, oh, look at Shane going, look at Shane joining the army and, like, getting disciplined and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you could be more like Shane.
Yeah.
I swear his parents have told him that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So many times.
Because specifically his dad is, like, super into him. Like, ooh, because he's going to go to law school. Isn't that the thing? Or is it medical school?
I don't remember.
He's like, oh, Shane is such a good boy.
Some fancy school,
yeah, exactly.
At least.
So he's going to be he's a fancy boy.
I didn't mean it like that, but yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I know. But then, when Shane and AJ are alone, they're like, yeah, probably won't go to that, at least not at first. I'm going to go to Alaska, and camp.
Yeah. Shane is also the American stereotype of, like, a young guy he's playing it up for the parents that he, like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make money. I'm going to, like, make it good for myself. But then, not really.
Yeah.
The curtains.
Not like, oh, he's actually a criminal, but he's gonna do those things, but
sure,
in his
but
own
he's just
time.
not sure yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just need to go off the map for, like, a while and do some drugs.
Yeah,
because he does introduce them to weed for some reason.
Yeah.
Just before a poker game, which also another one they don't lose.
Yeah, they just win at poker so much money. What? I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, so, like, but I do like that.
But it's because the money is not supposed to be an issue, really, in this movie. It's the friendship.
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
The point of it all.
But it's almost to the point where, like, they have too much money.
Yeah,
they keep winning too much,
It's like playing The Sims. It's too easy.
It's too easy, yeah. You just type in motherload.
You're done.
Yeah. And they do that several times. No, but I liked that the writing, like the writing in general of the characters.
Yeah.
Except for like I said, the dialogue threw me off a little bit. But
that might just be because the director is not a 14-year-old in the 90s.
Yeah. Or maybe
assuming.
Maybe teenagers actually talk like that in the 90s, and they just didn't talk like that in movies in the 90s. I don't know.
Also, I mean, we're not from Nebraska. How should we know?
Yeah. No, but specifically...
We grew up in Sweden. Sweden was behind on everything, so...
Yeah. No, but, like, specifically the Shane character, I liked how he was written, like, a much older character than them, but for someone who is older than him, he's still a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was very well written. Yeah.
And on top of it all, they captured the summer feeling because this is one of the two kinds of summer movies I feel that exist. Because it's the summer holiday, the summer break.
Yeah.
Like, what do kids do when they're not in school?
Yeah. Yeah.
They run amok, basically.
It's specifically a kids movie, or it's a family, like, comedy or something. Classic Swedish example would be Sune Sommar.
Yes.
The summer of Sune.
Yeah.
Which is very much like, well, not like this, but very much, well, it's similar.
But that one's more...
It's a second subset where you have movies like, which we'll talk about later.
It's National Lampoon and RV. That kind of family trip movie.
Yeah, National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yes.
Or like, I think it's the first or second Beethoven movie where they're like... they're
second, I think.
Where they camp, right? Maybe not the whole movie, but in the end, it ends out in the forest.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I haven't seen
this movie fits more into the category of the same one that Licorice Pizza fits to me.
Yeah, where it's all teens. That's another teen that feels older than, where he's trying too hard for what he's like. I think he's like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
It's like, calm down,
It's the same though. It's entrepreneurial. He's like, it's all friends. It's only the kids doing stuff. Sure, there's some adults in the background, but everything is centered around the kids and how they solve their own issues, basically.
Yeah. And he even falls in love with an older lady or older girl, I suppose.
That's true.
I forgot about Licorice Pizza. That is such a summer vibes movie. Oh, yes. Yeah.
This one reminded me of that, but like scaled back.
Yes. And 90s.
Because Licorice Pizza is very grand somehow.
Oh yeah, I mean, no shade on Adam Remeyer as a director, but I mean, Paul Thomas Anderson made Licorice Pizza. It's a little bit different. It's different. I'm sorry, it's different.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But I think also the grandness of it is the difference because the San Fernando Valley is in California, right?
Exactly.
So it feels grander because it's in California. Yeah. It's by the coastline. It's got Hollywood and shit involved.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, they even...
Well, this is more...
There even are, like, film producers and shit involved.
Yeah, at one point.
Yeah. And Sean Penn's character, the guy on the motorcycle, he's like an actor or something.
Yeah, I think so.
When he's gonna go jump on the golf course.
Yeah, and don't they, like... help someone move houses?
Yeah,
like
Bradley Cooper's character, who's based on...
Right, yeah.
He's based on, what's his name? Simon Peters, I think he's called. Which is this wacky producer guy who had a dream for decades to put a giant mechanical spider in one of his movies. I think we talked about that.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
we did.
And, like, no matter what kind of movie, he was like, and there should be a giant mechanical spider.
Isn't that the guy who eventually made
He produced Wild Wild West.
That's the one,
which has a giant mechanical spider in it.
Which is a terrible movie. It's not terrible. It's not great.
I rewatched it a while ago. It's not that bad. It's a bad movie, but...
Didn't we were supposed to do an episode on it, but I don't think we ever did.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
We decided on something else.
Why else would I watch it?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking, because I watched it too.
Yeah. What did we actually? Oh, we did say it. Yeah, Shane dies out of nowhere.
Yes,
I thought it was gonna be.
I thought it was Moose.
Oh, okay. No,
I was like, oh no, they killed Moose before he could like apologize.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been too dark.
Yeah, which is why I kind of assumed it for some reason, because it was like, this is almost over and they're not resolving their issues. Is this gonna turn like super dark and just like, shit, he killed himself?
No, something? that would have been too dark. Like I said, too dark.
But then when he said it was an accident on the road, I was like, oh, Shane. He drives a lot and he drinks when he drives.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna go, because at first, I think I've changed my mind after thinking about it. But at first, I was like, why would he die like so randomly? Wouldn't it have been better if like, oh yeah, he had a like an overdose or something, or he was drunk and he drove off a fucking cliff or something, or it actually turns out that he was acting all calm and cool and collected, knew what everything, but he killed himself or something. I thought to kind of show that,
like, he already had PTSD from the army.
Yeah,
even though it was only like a year in Kuwait without having to do anything.
Was it
really.
Kuwait?
They said it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they do hint at that. Because whenever they ask him about his melody, he's like, he gets kind of...
It doesn't really talk about
himself. Yeah. So obviously...
He does say at one point that, like, nothing really happened, though. As if in, like, we just sat around.
He says.
But that could be...
That's why...
To not have to talk about it.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was... But I know, like I said, it probably was...
I'm assuming he
Kuwait.
He drunkenly hit... What's it called? Got in a car accident.
Yeah.
Because we see him drinking and driving a few times, actually.
Yes, he drinks all the time.
And drives then.
Yeah, so that might have to do with it. We don't know. Maybe he was like because he obviously seemed to be like a little bit of a stoner character.
A little bit.
But it might have been, exacerbated by his military service. Maybe not PTSD, but that he was kind of, affected by it.
Yeah, because I don't know if he joined the army because he wanted to, or because he felt like he didn't know what else to do.
I think it was one of those things. I'll spend a year in the army, which means you get, you get money, and afterwards you are technically a veteran, even if you never deploy, you are a veteran, which means you get VA benefits and stuff like that. So
yeah, and you can have a job then if you want to, if you don't figure out something else you want to do.
I mean, I think that's why most people in non in peacetime while you join the military, is to like maybe get a sense of direction.
They do also talk about how AJ might be sent to military school. So I was like, did they send Shane to military school? Is that why? No. But then you don't get deployed to Kuwait.
No, exactly. Military school is very different from the army.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking of the invasion of Grenada, but that was in the early 80s. Because that was another one. It was like, sure, it was technically
war.
Technically war, but it was like a super short campaign. It was like a few days, even something like that.
A battle. That's it.
Yeah, basically. So then, no, it was not that. It was Kuwait, because it would have been 1990, maybe late 80s.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Now he just came back, so it started like he was gone a year, so it started summer 1990.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I do.
But that, yeah.
No, I was gonna say that might have been though partly affecting him. I don't know how much that was actually like supposed to be in the script, but the way I read into it, at first I was like, I thought it was gonna turn out that Shane is a fuck up. So that's like, you see, even the people who have it together, don't. So you need to like be better, so to speak. But then
no, I think he was just there to show you that like life is short.
Yes, I was gonna.
Don't linger on petty grievances.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean. I at first I
don't fight with your best friend.
Yeah, I didn't think like dying in a random car accident, and the way they say it, it's not even like alcohol induced. It was just a car clipped him or something.
They just tell us it was an accident. So that's all we get to know.
I was like, that seems. I was like, that's so random. Like, you can't just kill a character. But then after I was like, oh wait, that's actually what happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's the thing
People
in the
die
movie.
sometimes.
Yeah, even him who's had it together, you can just randomly get hit by a car.
Yeah,
and it's over. And and that's when they he's like, it was very, very, very. I don't think I cried, but it was like very sad because. Yes. He's in the house when he finds out, and he's just like, but I just talked to him.
Yeah, which they did. He literally talked to him like earlier that day.
Yeah, in terms of the timeline in the movie, it was probably like a couple of hours, but in the movie it's like 3 minutes. It feels like, which was also like but still, and they go to the pool, and Moose is there together with the other lifeguard kids,
people who work there.
And all of their previous, like, because they weren't even talking before that.
Yeah.
He just, what the fuck, and they just hug. Because so trivial, all that other stuff they had going on. Like, come on, bro.
Over a fucking girl.
A fucking girl. A female.
Who, at the end of it, would be leaving as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because we knew she was just there over the summer, if even that.
Yeah. That's another thing. I think they kind of solved it, so to speak, but because of like, life is fleeting and all that, it felt like, this was never like gonna be the one, the girl he was gonna like fall in love with. Like that.
No, this was a summer fling.
I know, but I don't like
it. Was the first girl he kissed.
Yeah,
you want movies to have the lifetime love thing. That it's always like the one you meet is the one you stay with forever?
No, not that like definitively, but at least because I was like
long term.
Yeah, but even like she was leaving, and she knew she was gonna. She didn't live there.
Yeah, no,
they knew she was
just
gonna
visiting
leave.
her cousins.
Yeah, but I was like, no, I was crying at that point. Yeah, I did after the hug and everything. And I was like, at least give him your goddamn address so he can write you. It's like, come on. But then she kind of does. And I was like, oh, fuck, thank God.
Rammstein, Germany.
Yeah, I know. Which is a real base. It's an American base. And I found that out.
I'm assuming that's what the band named themselves after?
I'm not sure. Yes, they named themselves after the town, not the base.
Yeah, the town. I mean, yeah.
But I found out about Rammstein from another movie. See if you can remember. Remember
Jojo Rabbit?
No. I don't remember. Remember the A-Team?
Oh yeah.
Remember when they go to Germany to get Holland Mad Murdoch out of the psychiatric ward?
Oh right.
And they leave from that base in the giant plane?
Yeah.
That's Rammstein. That's the base.
Right. That's also a bit of a summer movie to me, but not in the same vein.
Same way, yeah. No, but
which we could. Huh? No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, it might not be that that they would grow up together and get married and it would be happily ever after. But at least that it's not just time to move on from her. But because there was something, I guess that's just me in real life then, because or like Ted Mosby, I suppose. It might be the one. How about we try instead of just having like a casual relationship?
But when you're 14.
Yeah, well, when you're 14, shouldn't you even be more romantic then in that way? Like, oh my god, because it's the first girl you kissed and everything?
Yeah, but you also get over it much quicker because you're like, oh, another pretty girl looks at me.
I guess, that's true. I suppose. Anyway, but I think they...
And you don't really make like deep connections when you're 14. You only make physical connections.
Wow.
Because they're pretty and they kiss me. And
you mean,
they hold hands.
You mean specifically in a romantic sort of way?
Yes.
Because my best friend I've been friends with since I was 10.
Sure, but friendships and romantic friendships are different.
Yeah, sure.
Because if you only go into it because, she's so pretty, then you're not going to make a deep connection like that when you're 14. Yeah. If you go into it like, we have the same interests, then you're making a deeper connection.
But that's what I think when in movies, movies usually like... It feels like they're making a deeper connection. Unlike in real life.
Not in this one.
Really?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. They didn't make a deep connection. They took pictures of each other and she called him shithead. Shit pig.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, they.
It's the classic summer fling.
Yeah, okay. I guess. But then, yeah.
Have you ever had a summer fling?
No, I haven't.
That's why, probably.
That's the thing, because what's the point? If it's just like, well,
you want it to be summer fling that turns into what happens in Greece.
Yes.
When they meet up at school again, they go, "Oh my God, you're the one."
Yeah, or at least
had they never met again, then though, that would have just been it. That would have been a summer fling, and that's it.
Sure,
it would have been summer loving and nothing more.
Sure. But here here in this situation, they can still communicate after she leaves.
Yeah.
So
and they might still meet up again. We don't know. Yeah.
But then it's not.
So maybe
then it's not a summer fling.
No, but it's a summer fling for now.
Sure.
Until they possibly meet again.
And that's why I liked the fact that he actually has an address.
Yeah.
So they can at least keep in contact.
Yeah, and since her dad's in the army, she can be moved anywhere at any time. She can come back to America all of a sudden.
Yeah. No, I've never like I either I'm just like whatever if it's in my case a lady or
a lady.
Yeah, or I'm like, okay, let's go all in and see if it works. Not just this is just going to be a thing for a few weeks. No.
But how old were you then? Were you 14, really?
No.
I
was a late bloomer in that way, so yeah. But yeah, I just that's not how I am. I couldn't like.
No, exactly. Because you're a different kind of person than these two.
Yeah, sure.
AJ and Moose and Brooke, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Brooke obviously having issues with commitment because she moves around a lot since she is an army brat.
That's true.
So it fits.
Yeah. But
I didn't have an issue with that.
No, and I like I said, I think they not fixed it, but they resolved it in a good way.
Yeah.
Because this might be the only time they meet, but at least there is a possibility of further connection with the address. I was like, yes.
Now Now, talking about summer movies.
Yeah, because I didn't think we were gonna get this much out of the movie, but I guess it's easier when you start talking spoilers. Yeah, we're at an hour. Yeah, we should almost an hour. We should wrap it up by discussing summer movies in general, because the Patreon episode is gonna be specifically about summer movies. But I think we need to define summer movie more than what we briefly did like halfway through this. Yeah. Like we mentioned one thing, that the summer vacation or the summer, break, spring break, so to speak.
Summer break, kids being on summer break. One of my absolute favorite summer break movies that I haven't watched in a very long time is Aquamarine.
Oh! It's kind of funny you mentioned that one, because I just saw a movie starring JoJo.
Oh.
Was a summer movie.
That is also the classic, just two friends having a summer together.
Yeah.
And hilarity ensues, basically.
Yeah.
They have to solve issues. They have to resolve issues between them. They have to become closer as friends before they can separate.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
It's the promise of summer adventure, but then it's like, oh shit, we can't go on vacation because something happened or something. But then, they find adventure and love and stuff anyway, because it's the summer.
However, in this case, it's the last summer because one of them are moving away.
Oh, okay.
She's moving to Australia, so it's very far.
Oh, I just thought of the perfect the thing about a summer fling, a summer girl. Remember in Black Books, the episode Heat?
Oh yes.
When Bernard is looking for a summer girl, she would have long flowing hair and milk things in streams and wear summery dresses.
Yes.
And she will bake things and laugh at all my jokes. And then in the fall, I'll dump her! Yeah. She's my summer girl. And it's like, no! I guess that's it. Yeah, that's a perfect example of a summer fling.
It's just a distraction when you don't have everything else to worry about. So you just bring on a summer girl.
It's a horrible way to treat a person as a distraction.
It is a horrible way to treat a person.
Unless they're both like, okay, so this is going to be like, this is for the summer. We're gonna go our separate ways because traveling and everything.
It's like when you make a friend when you're on a family vacation in another country. You're best friends for that week or two, and then you never talk again.
Oh, that only really happened once for me because I didn't have to make friends.
That's true.
I had you when we were on vacation.
Yeah, that's true. I think I remember like one time making a summer friend. I have no memory of her at all, really, except for like, for some reason, we switched rings with each other, or I got a ring from her. I don't remember. It was
that's
a blue
what I mean.
triangle ring.
You actually like, oh, so we have a connection afterwards. It's this fake fucking like.
Yeah, it's fake, but we were also like 5 years old.
Sure, yeah, it was the same thing with me because it was when I couldn't be friends with you because you were literally newborn. So I made friends with the neighbor family's kid who was the same age as me.
Yeah,
and an older kid who lived in the village where the apartment hotel was.
What country was this?
Greece. Oh. It was mainland Greece. We lived. It was a hotel, but one of those where the hotel rooms are like an apartment. So you have a kitchen and everything.
Kitchenette at least.
Yeah, this was a proper kitchen.
Oh, it's a proper kitchen. Yeah. Okay.
Proper kitchen, bathroom and everything. Not big, but it had everything. And there was no reception or anything like. And it was, you were supposed to make your own food and stuff. There was no there were restaurants, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was basically like renting an apartment.
Yeah.
For a week. In this little, what was it called? It was a village called Sivuta.
Ah.
And then the next apartment over was another Swedish family, so we made friends with them. And then in the village we kept meeting this guy. I don't remember his name, but his dad was like a goat herder, I think, or they had goats.
I'm assuming our dad started talking to him someday.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And he showed us you could do fun things with the goats. No, like that. He would like scare the goats. That was like the funny thing. He would like whistle into their ear like and they would run away and stuff like that.
Oh
or he would show us like if he ever went to a restaurant, he would go to this restaurant. And there was the one time where, because he was a spear fisherman, very Greek. And our dad and me, even though I was very young, was into snorkeling. So he's like, you can come with me and snorkel. and they were gone for hours and hours. And our mom, you don't remember this. I don't really.
No, obviously
I don't
not.
really remember it, but I had it retold, and I have like vague memories of it. Our mom was like worried that this fucking guy had like killed our dad, taking his money, even though he didn't have any money with him. You know, it didn't really make sense.
Luring tourists into the water just to drown them.
Yeah, for no reason. But no, they came back then. They had swam so far away from. Like,
oh right, I remember Dad
they
talking
like
about
around
this.
a mountain basically. But they had caught some squids, but then they walked back over the mountain. That's why it took so much time. And that's when it was so warm that day that the asphalt melted, which is kind of cool. Anyway, yeah. So
I'm glad I was too young to remember
it
that.
was
To
very,
be honest.
very, very warm.
Sounds
it was
terrible.
It was a great beach, from what I remember. But it was one day there was like, you could see like eels, not a lot, but you could spot eels. And I'm not sure if one time, no, it's just summer memories, but I swam out a bit, not far out. It was still so I could stand in the water, I think. But it was like,
because you're still 5 years old, basically.
There was a rock, and I lifted it. It might have just been an eel, but I could swear to you it was a snake under the water. I was
probably an eel.
So scared though, but yeah.
No, it was oh no, I don't know what they're called in English. Murana.
Yeah, moray eels. Yeah,
moray.
And I mean,
yeah.
they are, but they're much bigger and they're flat. So
yes,
it was not that.
I was kidding. And you were 5 years old, so it was probably just an eel.
Yeah.
But the kinds of summer movies we have, the Friends, the Vacation, the summer break, which
movies.
is usually about kids.
Yes.
Teenagers.
And then you have the more family-oriented movies, which are
then we have the family when they go on trips and vacations.
Of course.
The Great Outdoors.
Yeah.
RV. We said one more before.
Well, yeah. National Lampoon's Vacation.
National Lampoon,
probably
yeah.
the quintessential vacation movie.
Yeah.
And the Swedish version of that, of course, Sunes Sommar.
Sune, yeah.
Sunes Summer.
I don't know where, like... I mean, there's obviously different ones. I'm scrolling through the list because you sent me a best summer movies of all time ranked.
Which I agreed with a lot, except for some of them. Like, they had the talented Mr. Ripley on there, which I understand, because it takes place in...
That's Italy. I was trying to figure out which fucking website this was.
It's a very summer movie in that it takes place in the summer. They're in a vacation town. There's a lot of like hanging out at the beach. There's boats and all of that. But that movie is very dark. It's a very it's not fun at all. I mean, a little bit of fun, but I mean it's a thriller. For me, a summer movie almost exclusively has to be a comedy.
Except for slashers.
Yes, but they're almost comedies. They're horror movies. But yeah. Friday the 13th, perfect summer movie. I mean, it takes place at camp, so...
yeah.
But then specifically the first one, and I guess the second one. But then they start kind of deviating a little bit. But all the ones takes place at camp.
I haven't seen all of the movies on this list.
No, I haven't seen all of them.
To be honest.
But can you send it to me so I have it?
Don't you have your
it on my
computer and phone connected so you can open up your tabs from your phone? What?
I'm not that technical. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but that's...
A lot of the movies, though, obviously, to be a proper summer movie, it has to take place during summer,
exactly.
in my opinion.
That's the big thing. And
I don't know if the talented Miss Ripley does.
Which one?
Talented Mr. Ripley.
No, it takes place. That's what I mean. That's why it's kind of a borderline summer movie, because it takes place during summer. It's in a very summery place. They're all very rich, so all they have to do is just hang out. It's kind of like Saltburn, to talk about a newer movie.
Okay,
it's kind of a semi-summer movie because it's very summery. They're all hanging out and they're sunbathing by the pond and all that. But it's also that's much darker. It's not fun.
Yeah.
And the beginning is in a school, which is not very summery, even though
I mean, sometimes.
But then, wait. So that's what. Then there are, of course, movies like, which was also on this list. They have Goonies on the list. That is not a summer movie to me. I guess
it takes place during the summer. It takes
place during the summer, but it takes place in the Pacific Northwest, which means that it looks like it's fall.
That's
The weather's
true.
constantly gray. They're all wearing jackets because it's raining. It's never
Yeah.
like summer.
Stand By Me is a better summer
That's a
movie.
very summer movie. Yes, yes.
They have a similar feel to them for some reason. Mainly, I think, because of when they're made.
Yes.
That they're older movies that I probably saw around the same time.
And I'm sure a lot of people would call it a summer movie, but I'm infamously
It's also because it's
Goonies
an
hater.
adventure.
Yeah.
It's something you would only be able to do during your summer break. You would have an
Sure.
adventure with your friends.
Because you don't have to go to school. But then there are like movies that when I first thought about summer movies, it was almost all vacation movies. But this list brought up stuff like The Karate Kid, or shit, what was the other one?
I don't know which one you're referring to.
No,
So.
yeah, I forgot it. Shit, and I'm not just looking through the list to see if I can find it.
Jaws is on it.
Well,
It's number
Jaws
1.
is definitely a summer movie, I would say.
That's
but
true.
That's horror, and the end of it takes
Yeah.
place in a boat at night. Well, not at night, but fuck. What's the movie I was thinking of? Karate Kid. Oh yeah, Point Break.
Right.
And because they all like they take place in summer.
During summer.
Yeah. And they have like summery things. Yeah, it's summer break for Daniel-san. So he gets a job, so to speak, working for Mr. Miyagi, and
then training,
there's
of
a
course.
summer fling, and he has the voice of reason character, Mr. Miyagi, and all that. And there's bullies. They're hanging out at the beach, very very summery. And I was like, oh, that's true. That is a very summery. And then,
But they also go to a school party.
oh, that's true. It doesn't take place.
So it doesn't take place during the summer completely. It starts
It's
with school.
Yeah, and then I think they have. Well, it takes place over a longer time because technically they have a Halloween party.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is Southern California, so there's always
so
summer.
it feels like summer all the
Always
time.
summer. So yeah, but I think at one point there is. I mean, they move there in the summer, and then it ends the next summer. I think.
Yeah.
I think is the point they're trying to make. But then the movie, like I said, Point Break. Once again, California, very summery. Sure, it's a cop movie, it's an action movie, but I think that's fine because it's definitely more lighthearted than something like a thriller. And I mean, it's literally about a cop who has to infiltrate a surfer gang. What's more summery than that?
Ah, yes.
It's just that you add some bank robberies and stuff like that. But that's fine. It's also very, very summer vibe. And I mean, it's Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze surfing and having a bromance. Come on, bro.
Speaking of surfing, you know what a summer movie is? Remember Surf's Up?
Yes! That's one that wasn't on the
That's a
list.
summer
That's a
movie.
summer movie for me.
No.
Especially...
They had Lilo and Stitch, which is also a bit of a summer movie.
Yeah.
But that, again, has more... It's not really summer break. They don't emphasize that, at least.
it's more of
and
an
there's so
adventure.
much more going out around. And it's just, it's Hawaii. Of course it's sunny and bright all the time for them.
Yeah. But now we're almost talking about it too much because we were going to save that for the Patreon.
Yes.
So yeah, do like a companion piece, specifically I guess to talk about The Great Outdoors, which is a new movie for both of us. And then I mentioned RV because that's like not really a childhood favorite, but a young adult favorite for me.
It's
For me at least. You were basically you were a preteen when
I
it
was
came
a
out.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since this is the last episode for the summer, for this season, instead of cutting it off here and record a Patreon and put it behind a paywall, I mean, you could if you want to, just check out our Patreon, patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. We're just going to continue discussion, which we already kind of have.
Yes.
Talk about this. So this is our companion piece then to Snack Shack, where we talk about summer movies.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Patreon. Technically, then we should turn off the cameras because usually that's only audio. But
fuck it.
yeah.
We're already here. Why not?
Yeah. So just looking.
Yes.
Yeah, looking through the whole list now, which I don't think I had looked through the whole list. I realized because there were a bunch of movies. I was like, what? And I looked at the list like 2 days ago. Should we just make this episode about the list then?
We could.
Yeah.
I haven't, like you said, I haven't seen all of them, but like the ones we have seen, we can talk about.
And the first movie on the list is The Great Outdoors.
Yes.
So we can
Very
discuss
fitting.
that one. Which, yeah, I wouldn't say it's the best summer movie I've ever seen, But it is the very like essence of what a summer movie should be. It's lighthearted. It takes place in the summer, even though is it like Wisconsin summer? So it's not the
Wisconsin.
Bright like desert heat summer,
It's lake and woods instead.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's fine. And there's a lot of rain in the movie, but that's fine. It's a family movie. So we said vacation movies are usually family oriented more than just the teenagers, but you have a summer fling, a very, very quick summer fling in this movie. Which was almost
I didn't get to see the ending specifically. I think I had like 15 minutes left. The way I watched it wouldn't just allow me to finish it, and I gave up.
Wait, so where did it end for you?
They didn't. They were in the cave.
Oh, okay. You didn't really miss much then.
No, I'm thinking they got out of the cave. Everyone made up, and yay.
Yeah, they got out of the cave. Obviously, that's where they settled their differences. However, John Candy comes back after they manage to leave the cave because Dan Aykroyd actually. He
managed to climb up?
Yeah, he realizing, oh wait, I do actually love my family. So he just puts his kids on his back and climbs out. John Candy comes back, throws down a rope, and then the bear grabs the rope. Does the bear
use it?
He pulls up the bear. The bear chases him through the woods back to the house. They fight the bear, which is the bald bear from the story. It was real.
Oh my god.
And then out of nowhere, remember the shotgun lamp from the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
That was Chekhov's shotgun lamp because that comes back in the end.
That's the one he uses to shoot the bear.
Yeah, the owner of the camp, so to speak, he comes in with the lamp and for some reason has to hook it up with electricity before he shoots for some reason.
Because it's wired now.
So he comes in, but John Candy grabs it out of his hands, shoots the bear in the ass, so he becomes bald on the ass as well. the hair just goes,
of course,
poof. And bear just goes and runs out into the woods again.
Do we get any more resolution about the guy who's been hit by lightning 66 times?
No.
67 because he gets hit one time during that storm when the girls go missing in the cave.
Yeah, no, that's it. But yeah, literally like 2 minutes after that, they all pack up. They're all friends. The older kid goes into town and is like, "Damn it!" Oh, because he.
He accidentally stood her up.
Yeah. But she's there. And that's also like, and she puts it very nicely in that one, like, she never, like, likes to get involved with city kids because, they're just going to be here for a couple of weeks at most.
Yeah, they're here for the summer and that's it.
But then she does anyway.
Because she can't resist his charms.
Which is like, the second day they know each other. I mean, hey, once again, maybe I'm too traditional, but I was like, are you going to kiss that quick? I guess it's just a kiss, but still, it feels like they're...
It's a kiss.
And I mean, he literally calls her his girlfriend after that. Just like, hold on, you've known each other for like 24 hours. Can you calm down?
How old are they supposed to be? 15?
Same thing, 14, I think. Yeah, 14, 15.
It's a casual word when you're that young.
I guess. It's like, oh, well, whatever. But then when
you're in your 20s, you have to ask, like, what the fuck does being a girlfriend mean?
Yeah, then you're first you date, you hang out.
Yes.
Maybe not official dates, but you meet at places. It's a party, someone else's party or whatever. And then you kind of strike up a relationship where you hang out outside of parties and stuff like that. And then maybe you
just
stay over and stuff like that. And then you gotta say, wait. Then you almost have to like... maybe not for everyone, but it feels like most people have to like, is this a relationship now? Are we officially in a relationship?
You need to talk about it.
You need to talk about it, yeah. Like, yeah. Oh, okay.
To be fair,
yeah, because you've been in a long-term relationship at this point. Huh?
Yeah, but it started very quickly. First of all, Tinder.
Hey, Tinder works I think sometimes.
4 dates within a week, and then all of a sudden, like, you're my girlfriend, right? I guess so.
4 dates within a week?
He was very...
Oh, okay.
He was like, we're going to meet tomorrow again, right? Sure, you making dinner or what?
I can see 4 dates, but if it's spread out over like...
4 weeks?
3-4 weeks? Yeah, then you might think, okay, so we obviously enjoy each other's company. Because then you also have time in between the dates, like...
To consider and to talk about other stuff.
And maybe like actually realize that, oh, I do miss this person.
Yeah. No, we were quick.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I mean. Like,
but we've also been together for 8 years, so
obviously, yeah,
it worked.
It worked, yeah. But like here, yeah. Oh, you're my girlfriend now. I've known you for 1 day. But
it's because it's a little bit of a player move, though, because she won't go out with him unless he tells her that he likes her, and like he's like, well, yeah, like we're kissing, we're holding hands, you're basically my girlfriend. And saying the word girlfriend makes her go, oh, really?
Yeah.
Basically.
But anyway, he goes into town and is like, oh, talks to himself like he does throughout the movie. And it's like, oh, damn it, I wish you whatever. And then she shows up.
I don't even remember what her name was.
I don't either. I don't remember anyone's name except for Roman, which is Dan Aykroyd. And Chet, right. Don't call me Chester for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, he doesn't like Chester.
Anyway,
Cammy? Maybe.
I don't know. So they do meet up, and she's not mad, of course.
No, she figured. She knew it. Yeah.
and they're like, well, I guess this is goodbye then. But then, she says something like, well, they technically break up, but they kiss, and he's like, what was that for? Well, so that I want you to like be so gaga over me that so whenever you even look at another girl in the city, you'll think of me. So like, oh, that's nice, because they might come back next year then, and they go, oh,
hey? Yeah.
It's the, I guess the best way to put it, like in a very short way for me, is that I wish it would always be, I'll wait for you. That thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so cheesy.
Well, if you really love someone, you will wait for them.
Sure, of course.
Because then it
love knows no bounds.
Yeah, then it transcends the carnal side of it.
Distance and time.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's what happens, and then as they're packing up, Roman says to Chet, "Race you home," and he's like, haha, "Sure, whatever." And then it was pretty funny actually. He's like, "Race you home," and he's like, "Honey, why would he say race you home? We live in different parts of the country." And she's like, "Well, it's just until they get back on their feet." And he's like,
"Oh, she invited them to live with them because they're broke."
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
God.
Sure, they settled their differences, but they're still going to go on each other's nerves, or Roman is going to go on Chet's nerves.
Most definitely, yes.
So he's like, "Wait, what do you mean?" "Yeah, if he gets there first, he'll get the good spot in the garage." She's like, "What the fuck? Get in the car!" And they drive off. That's the end of the movie.
Okay. I didn't miss much then. No.
Anyway.
But that is one of the classic.
Yeah, it has everything.
It has the trip. It has the family drama. It has the accidents that aren't too serious.
Yeah, the water skiing and
for example,
which is more,
"Dad, let go!"
You
just
bastard!
Let go.
You bastard! What is he saying? I think he wants to go faster. Oh yeah, and the bat. It was just. I don't know why they didn't.
I don't like that they killed the bat though.
Oh yeah. No, but that was really good. And while it's not like his greatest work, once again, this is not like the greatest in any way, but it is John Hughes, and I think that's why it works so well. I mean, this guy who wrote Breakfast Club and Home Alone and like a lot of the 80s greatest comedies. Fucking Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, another John Candy movie. Great summer movie is very like fun, light, like summer entertainment. I could watch that any time of the day. It's like almost like a hangout movie.
Yeah. So I feel like it's a little bit too, because it's 88. It's a bit too 90s. There are better movies that came out in the 2000s because they're more of my time, I guess.
Sure, yeah, we'll get to that one.
So, my favorite one.
Should we talk about RV immediately then, because that's not on the list?
Exactly, we should, because why is that not on the list?
Listen, people don't like that movie. It got terrible reviews when it came out.
Oh my god, it has a Metascore of 33.
Yeah, people thought it was, and I can see why. Listen, I unironically love that movie. Something's wrong with me, but I love that movie.
No, that is like one of my favorite movies of all time. I've revisited that movie several times. I'm tearing up here. How can you say it's a bad movie?
It's terrible. First of all, it looks ugly.
I don't remember. I need to rewatch it though.
Yeah, I rewatched it for the first time in a long time. I think I rewatched it, and it's so. It
has two of my favorite actors.
Sure.
One of my favorite singers, and the mother sings beautifully in this one.
Yeah. She's also a singer. She's like a country singer.
So yeah, but she's singing terribly. That was a joke.
Oh, I meant the other mother, the yodeling mother.
Oh, I didn't think of her. I thought of the main family.
Oh, okay, yeah. No. It is. Oh
yeah, she's a fucking Broadway star.
Yeah, it's an ugly movie because it's shot in 2006, so it's like pretty early digital footage. So it's just flat and the colors are oversaturated in a bad way.
Yes,
it's gross looking. It is extremely cynical, which is a plot point in the movie, though. But it's to the point where it feels like nobody actually wanted to make this movie. Even though I don't get that feeling. A lot of people when you read reviews like, oh, it's obvious this is just a fucking check for all the actors. I mean, maybe, but I don't get that feeling.
No.
I get the feeling that Robin Williams wanted to make this movie.
He specifically.
I think so. Or maybe he's just a great actor. I don't know.
I don't think he would ever make a movie just for a check.
I don't know. I haven't seen all his movies.
He doesn't feel like that kind of person.
I know what you mean. But yeah, and then, it has, just like The Great Outdoors, this has all the same jokes, except here you have more poop jokes. I mean, you have a giant poop joke.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So that's very, it's very formulaic, it's very rote. I can see why people don't like it. I love it, though. And you can't even see why people wouldn't like it. Okay,
I don't get it.
I get it. But yeah, I love that movie. I love the poop scene when he says...
That's the only scene I'm a little bit like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's the funniest poop joke I've ever seen, but I don't like poop jokes.
And I think most of the jokes, all the hilarity, all the crazy stuff that happens with the RV, I laugh at it. And this movie came out in 2006, so I saw it in the summer 2006 when I was 16. Which means it was in my prime, indie Tobe years, which means I shouldn't like it at all. But maybe it was just an injection of, innocent fun for some reason. Because I love that movie. When he's driving over Diablo Pass and, the RV gets stuck and he has to get out on the outside of it. And then it rolls down the hill. Oh my God. It's hilarious. And the big Irv on the side of it, which... constantly there. I love it.
I love that movie.
And it has all the ingredients that a summer movie needs.
Yeah. And it's not on the
Robin
list.
Williams. I know. I know because this is supposed to be
it has
classics.
Sylvester Stallone is the Tickle Monster.
which
is the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
What?
I
will tickle you. What?
I'm gonna tickle
you. Which is such a good Sylvester Stallone impression as well. I mean, it's Robin Williams, so.
Yeah.
But I've never heard him, except for that movie, I've never heard him do a Sylvester Stallone impression.
No.
But he is, he's the king of voices, so.
That's true.
But yeah, no, I love that movie. I can see why there's problems with it. And there are problems, but I just look past them because I love it so much. And fucking, shit, what's his name?
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels, thank you. It's great as Gornicky.
Yes.
I love it.
And you were thinking of Kristen Chenoweth.
Yes.
Who I mean, she's been in so much, but I think I connect her mostly with the Broadway version of what the fuck is it called? Wicked.
Oh.
She's Glinda.
Oh.
At one point.
Yeah, at one point, yeah.
I mean, you switch out actresses on actors on Broadway all the time, but she was Glinda for a while, which is the nice witch, the one in the pink, fluffy, poofy dress.
Yeah, Ariana Grande in the new version.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah. So, but if we're gonna go through this list, we should go faster. So.
Yes. Yes.
And RV
yes.
isn't even on the list. So yeah.
No. So
Great movie.
That was just because.
Yeah. You just need to suspend your cynicism, and I think you can enjoy it.
And think of it as 2006.
Yes. Yes. And rest in peace,
Because then it
Robin
works.
Williams.
Yes. Next
on
up
the
is
list,
Friday the 13th.
We already discussed that. So much summer. It's
a summer movie, but the horror kind.
Yeah, and in a way, that almost makes it an even better summer movie, because what's more summer? I mean, and that was in the great outdoors, and I mean, it's in Soon as Summer as well. We're telling scary stories around the campfire.
Around the fire.
This is literally a scary story you can tell around. They tell a scary story around the campfire. They started off
about around the campfire that just turns into this movie, basically. Yeah.
And then it's just kids hanging out, kids swimming. There's one rainstorm, of course.
There's a little lovin'.
Oh, yes, yeah. And then they all get killed. That's the only thing, Then there's one I haven't seen, How Stella Got Her Groove
No, me
Back.
neither. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
I always, for some reason, thought it wasn't a feel-good movie, but this explains it as a feel-good movie, so I might actually check that out. I love feel-good movies. And if it's about how a lady who's stuck up becomes more loose, not in a spiritual sense like Eat, Pray, Love, I don't think I could ever stomach that movie.
Oh no, but it's so nice though.
Oh, it is, maybe, but this feels more like she just hangs out. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to check.
I'm gonna make you watch Eat, Pray, Love at one point. It is very spiritual, but it's the good kind of spiritual.
It's like, it feels like such a mom movie, sort of like
a little bit
the traveling pants of the Yaya Sisterhood, or whatever it's called.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yeah, exactly.
The Yaya thing is I think is a book.
It's based on that book,
Which the Sister of the Traveling Pants is also.
It's based on that book.
It's a different one.
The Swedish title is the Yaya Sisterhood of Traveling Pants.
Oh,
it's
right.
The Yaya
the Swedish
sisters.
title, yeah.
So I guess they're called Yaya or something?
They're not even sisters, that's the thing, though.
Why's it called Yaya then?
Either way.
Okay.
I don't know. That's why I'm thinking it's a different book.
Yeah. No, but here, first of all, it's Angela Bassett, so I like that.
Yes.
And yeah, she has her
Whoopi Goldberg. I like that.
And she's the more laid back, outgoing friend.
Yeah. She brings her stockbroker friend on a vacation to Jamaica, or she makes her go, or something.
Yeah. Now, since this is more of a girl movie, so there might be a lot of men are terrible, which I'm just gonna go over. But it sounds like a fun movie though.
It might not be. It might just be that, in this case, all the boys are great. We're just gonna enjoy them fawning over us.
Yeah, might be. So I'm definitely gonna check that one out.
Is in the next movie.
Mamma Mia!
Mamma Mia!
I'm never gonna watch that. First of all, it's a musical.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. It's a musical. I think I've seen the end when it was on TV sometime.
This is actually a good musical, though.
And then just the plot just seems annoying to me.
It is a little annoying. Yeah. It's very much slamming doors and farce kind of thing.
Oh, I'm not a. I've warmed up
usually
to farces,
don't like that,
but I'm not a big fan of farce.
I don't usually like it, but it kind of works in this way because it's not on stage.
Yeah.
There's not actual slamming doors to make people change their outfits and be another character. There's actually different actors and a bunch of great actors.
Yeah.
But it's also very summery, but
that's what I know from trailers and what little I've seen of it. It's very summery. I mean, it's vacation.
I mean, it takes place during the summer.
It's on a summer.
It's not a vacation though.
Oh.
They live on that island, the main people.
Okay, well, that's even...
But a lot of their friends are coming over for the wedding.
Yeah.
So for them, it's
a vacation sort of thing. It's a holiday.
Yeah. They run a little hotel, so
very summery, very vacation.
Yeah.
And it takes place in Greece, which might be the most summery country ever,
especially for us Europeans.
Yeah, of course. Even because you can say Italy. But then you have northern Italy, which is basically Nordic weather. A little warmer, but basically.
A little warmer. You have Spain, but Spain is not it's not beaches in the same way that Greece is.
No, it's different somehow. Greece is... Yeah. Because it's an island country. So there's...
That too.
It's made up of islands in the sun. Very summery.
There are islands in Spain that are very vacation-y, but Greece is all of it
all
vacation-y.
Islands, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I still don't think
I'm not gonna force you,
no.
but that is a good movie. The first one, the second one is pushing it. It's still a good movie, but it's
Here we go again.
It's also a lot because of the music. Is obviously very good.
And
it's ABBA.
I don't hate ABBA, but I'm not really a big fan, but I like it.
No, but like they're not bad.
No.
They're very catchy.
Yeah. I do love though that here, when bride-to-be Amanda Sophie discovers her mother's diary giving a passionate account of her past summer flings, she decides to invite the three men mentioned in the pages to her wedding, believing one of them to be her father. So I was like, oh, so it's a summer fling, there might be something more. That's actually though.
Yes.
I don't know what happens with that, but whatever.
That's the best part. Can I spoil it?
Sure.
We never get to find out who the actual dad is.
Motherfucker.
But Donna, mom, Meryl Streep, does rekindle her love with one of the dads.
Oh, okay. All right.
But we never get like confirmation because it doesn't matter.
No, okay, sure. But then she has 3 dads.
Yeah, and they all actually kind of agreed to it.
Yeah, and don't they all 3 of them appear in the second one as well?
Yes, because the second one takes place in that summer where Donna gets pregnant.
Oh, that's true, right.
Where she meets all 3 of them, which is why she doesn't know which one is the father.
That's true. Then,
which is a little bit like summer fling, literally. Yeah. She has 3 of them at the same time.
Yeah.
That one is also a summer movie, but yeah. Wine Country. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one. It's the feature directorial debut from Amy Poehler?
Poehler?
I think, yeah.
Amy Poehler. You know who that is.
Oh, yeah, I know. She's one of the...
sounded confused.
No. I'm just how you pronounce her name. I think it's Poehler, yeah. However, she's one of the funniest people ever. But this says she directed it, and I'm pretty sure she directed a movie called... Hold on, producer. She literally doesn't have a director's... What? On IMDb, she doesn't have any director bracket for something. Even though
she's not listed?
No, Amy Poehler is the director. Anyway, I think... Oh, here we go. Director. No, okay. I was gonna say that she directed a movie called, like, it was like Party Sisters or something? Sisters, yeah. With her and Tina Fey, obviously, because they were partners on SNL.
Yeah, but Sisters came out
2015, same year.
No, wait. Same year, yeah.
When was Wine Country?
No, I think Wine Country is... Wait, I can't find Wine Country. Where the hell is it?
Wine Country 2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Okay. Then I might actually.
Sisters
like
would have been.
Because
But she didn't direct Sisters.
No,
so.
and Sisters was like, I thought it was gonna be the best movie ever because it's Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Yeah, but it was a bit much.
Pretty bad. I think it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
but now when I know that she didn't direct that, because that was my problem with it. I just thought it didn't really connect to me. I think Wine Country can at least be fun then, because she directs it.
But also, I don't know if it's a bunch of middle-aged women going to drink wine. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll give it...
How fun can that be? And half of them are SNL alumni, basically.
Yes, it's fun. It's fun people, at least. Tina Fey's in that one as well. Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah. Rachel Dratch. Maya Rudolph.
So... I'd probably give it a shot, but it's not going to be like the next movie I watch.
No.
But it sounds
It
fun.
feels very much like an SNL movie. That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, and usually those bomb, but I also think that they're like unfairly criticized. I like some of the 90s SNL movies. After that, though, we have Blue Crush.
Yes.
Which I don't know anything about. I know of it, but I've never seen it. I don't know what it's about.
I think I've seen it. But I don't remember it. It's one of those surfer movies that just kind of blurs in with all the other surfer girl movies.
Yeah.
Don't really know which one is which, except for the one where she loses like an arm or whatever.
Yeah, that's Soul Surfer. I haven't seen that one, but I know the story because it's based on a true story.
Yeah. But this is also just like, it's summer, it's surfing, beaches, love, kids. Of course.
Very summery, yeah.
Sure. Very summery.
After that, though, it's a Sandlot. Another one I haven't seen. I have
not
heard
really.
of. And it also has a very, very summery plot. It's a bunch of kids.
Yeah,
it's a coming-of-age story.
Kids.
Yeah. Lazy summer days, hanging out with friends, and, playing baseball. There's, like, the most summery.
And the adventures they get into.
Yeah.
It's Snack Shack, but, kids and baseball.
Yeah.
Younger kids and baseball.
Exactly. But I haven't seen that one. But it's if I ever make a, like, summer movies playlist, that's on there. Then we have Mystic Pizza. That's a movie I've heard a lot about, but I've never watched. I kind of want to
heard of it.
because it's Julia Roberts, Lily Taylor, and Annabeth Gish who start a pizzeria for some reason. In like
But they're kids.
Yeah.
High school may be over, but they still have a lot to learn. So they spend one unforgettable summer working together in a pizza restaurant in the small town of Mystic, Connecticut.
Yeah. So it has it's that summer magic, and it's literally called Mystic Pizza. So, and they kind of get a carefree job at a pizzeria, a hangout spot. It sounds very, very summery.
To make summer money.
Yeah. I just never watched it. Mystic Pizza is cheesy.
I've only heard the name. I never realized it was an actual movie.
It's cheesy and predictable fluff, but its summer setting is ideal for representing the feeling of these three women discovering themselves and what they want to achieve when the next season comes. Very,
which
very
is
summery.
a summer movie.
Then, of course, Point Break, which we already talked about. Very summery.
But with a little bit of action.
With some action, yeah. I mean, it's surfing. It's playing touch football on the beach. It's, barbecue parties on the beach. There's a lot of parties in general. Fucking skydiving.
Does Top Gun Maverick count as a summer movie then? Because they hang out on the beach a lot?
Well, there's one scene, really. It's summer.
No, there's a few scenes.
Sure, it's summery, but I mean, the end of it takes place in, like, snowy mountains.
Yeah, that's
true. No. I would argue that the first one is more of a summer movie then.
That's true.
Because that's very summery. But
I just have the second one in my head.
Sure.
Of the
It's
fucking beach scene.
It's summer movie adjacent, but I wouldn't call it a summer movie.
No. What is a summer movie though?
Dirty Dancing.
It's the next Patrick Swayze movie on this list.
It's another one I have seen, but I don't think I've ever seen the whole thing in one sitting.
No, you've seen it when it's on TV, basically, so you missed a few bits in it.
Yeah.
Literally, on holiday, summer vacation, they go to a, club thing.
Yeah, it's like a
where
camp.
they stay for the entire summer.
Country club or something.
It's a resort.
Yeah.
That's the word.
And, which is another...
She falls in love with the guy who works there.
Yeah, it's a summer fling, yeah.
Yes.
That's it's not necessary for... we should almost do like a bingo card for all the aspects of summer.
What you need to have to be a summer movie.
This one has something that you don't always need, but it's definitely a thing in summer movies. It's nostalgic. It takes place in yestertimes.
Yes.
Snack Shack, the 90s.
It helps.
Yeah. This is from the 80s, so it takes place in the 50s. Something with Grease, shot in the 70s, takes place in the 50s. That helps, because it's, summer is nostalgic.
It brings back...
It's memories.
It's the whole
That's why it's more magic.
Remembering old summers where you were younger and had more fun kind of thing.
Sandlot is another one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is very summery. Very summery. And there is one movie on here, another Swayze movie, which I'm not sure it's a summer movie, but maybe you can help me decide. Because we're talking Swayze movies.
It's on the list?
No, it's not on the list.
Oh.
Yeah. But we discussed it a while back. Roadhouse, the original. Is that a summer movie? Because, he is it's not a very carefree movie, because, the city is, held by a criminal, but he is very laid back, even though it is because he is trying to hold back the danger.
Yeah, and it takes place in
it feels like summer.
tropical Florida.
No, that's the new one. I'm talking about the old one.
Right, that's the old one. But it also feels like it's more of a warmer climate.
Yeah, and it's it's the one. It's just like Mystic Pizza or Snack Shack. It's you work at a hangout place, which is very summery.
He's also trying to get away to find out who he is a little bit.
In a way,
if I don't misremember.
Oh, yeah. And there's a fling.
And there's a summer fling, sort of, even though that,
But still, yeah.
It's your kind of summer fling.
yeah.
I could count that as a summer movie. Yeah.
Or is it like Top Gun Maverick, then summer movie adjacent?
It doesn't start snowing, so I'm gonna call it a summer movie.
Yeah.
Actually.
Then we have another summer movie there. Yeah. Then there's something.
Then we have
Something's
Gotta Give.
Which
I don't remember that one.
I have only seen the beginning of. I can see how this is a summer movie though, because it.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah, when he
accidentally falls in love with an older woman instead of the usual young girls.
He falls for the mother of the girl he's dating, right? And he's like,
Yeah.
what? Older ladies can be charming and interesting? Yeah. Although I haven't seen it, so I can't say too much.
Keanu Reeves plays a doctor.
Oh, that helps. That's another... You don't need it, but that definitely helps with the summer feeling.
That's a bonus.
Yeah. Although, yeah, I haven't seen that one, so I can't really speak.
No, me neither. But I can see why it might feel like a summer movie because it seems they travel to the Hamptons.
It's very summery. Yeah,
very summery.
Just the picture here.
Yeah, they're eating ice cream, wearing like
his shirt is very
casual
summery.
clothing. Yeah, sunglasses,
green and yellow striped polo shirt.
Here it is, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yes. All right.
There's the thing is they're not sisters. It's a sisterhood because they're best friends.
Okay. Spent every summer together, are about to spend their first one miles apart.
Yes. Before they all separate, they find a pair of jeans, and for some magical reason, those pairs of jeans fit all four of them perfectly.
Whoa.
Despite, like, we have the tall athletic one, we have the short, like, skinny petite girl, we have the medium, I don't know who she is, and we have the curvy Latina, which is very stereotypical, but yeah.
Hey,
and they're best friends even though they're very different.
Just saying.
That's true.
And it's
I know what you call the fourth one. She's like alternative. I don't know. She's like, I don't wear blue jeans, basically, but she does, and she likes them.
Who's the blonde girl in the end? What's her name?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively, right? That's why, right? And then of course, what's her name? Alexis something from.
I don't know her name. Yeah, Alexis something. Gilmore Girls.
That's a whole show that is. I guess some people would argue it's more of a fall show.
Gilmore Girls? Yeah.
But it
fall.
has a very laid back
so much fall.
Summer feeling as well. But yes, it's fall.
Sure. But it takes place in a little town where everything's orange. It's fall.
Yes. There is I
mean that one takes place over all the seasons technically.
But it's always summer. Or fall, sorry.
Yeah. Basically.
About that, you need to watch there's this channel which it's one of those channels I never thought I would actually like because it's like an architecture channel, but very like niche.
I like architecture channels. I find that fun.
This is right.
This is, however, how the Patreon episodes usually go. If you're not usually watching them, we start talking about random shit and Google stuff.
Spend way too long talking about stuff. Yeah, Kendra Gaylord on YouTube, 83,000 subscribers, pretty small. But I think she had like one video that went semi-viral. That's how I discovered her. Yeah.
Link.
Yes. Hold on. Because she made a video.
Talking about the architecture of the Great Falls or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yes. Let's see if I can find it. Because. Yeah, here.
While you look.
Here.
Okay.
It's called. It's called. You're not mad at Rory. You want her Stars Hollow lifestyle. And then she has
have you seen Gilmore Girls?
Yes. Not all of it, but I've seen that.
Properly?
I've seen
enough.
I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
I've seen...
Because I haven't seen all of it either, but I've seen enough.
I've seen full episodes from several seasons. Yes.
Yeah.
She has a follow-up to that one called You're Not Mad at Lorelai Gilmore, You Want Her House. That was the first one I saw, I think. When they talk about...
I recognize that title,
the impossible geometry of that house. Sort of like the Simpsons
Partially
house.
that.
I can link that specific video for you.
But getting back to the Sister of the Traveling Pants, that one also has the whole. You have 4 different stories of falling in love, summer flings, coming of age kind of thing, but then also having that security of having your family back in your girlfriends in this case. back in your hometown.
Yeah.
But you get to, like, experience life for the first time on your own, not leaning on your best friends.
Yeah.
So you get basically 4 movies in one, which is kind of nice because then you don't linger too long on drag out the stories, which could be a thing, unfortunately.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at...
Next movie's one I haven't even heard of.
Sorry.
Crooklyn.
Crooklyn. Yeah, never heard of it. It's a Spike Lee joint, as they're called. Spike Lee movie. I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I'm not sure why. Just hasn't happened. But this one, yeah, is supposed to be well, most of his movies are, but this is like biographical about his upbringing.
Yeah, they're talking about summer in Brooklyn, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Sees the director draw from his own childhood experience, exactly. An episodic exploration of family and hometown identity. That doesn't sound very summery, though. But I can see that
by the looks of it, it takes place during summer break.
Obviously that. And if it's episodic, so at least the part with the kid then would probably feel very summery.
Yeah.
You know, that's what
but I'm not sure it would fit on our bingo card.
Maybe not. That's one. You know what? For our next summer break, we're planning ahead here.
Make a bingo card.
Yeah, we're gonna make a bingo card, and we're gonna have watched all these movies. No, and we'll revisit this list.
You know what? I'm making you write this down so we remember it.
Right.
Next one is a summer movie to me, though. Is The Goonies.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit. I think it is a summer movie. It's friends, it's vacation, it's holiday, the summer holidays. They're going on an adventure.
It has all that.
But it's very great.
Exactly. That's the thing. It does not have the weather. I think that does a lot.
It's true. It's true.
But
that movie would also have been better if it just wasn't so grey in general.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know why.
It would have been more easy to enjoy it if it was just sunny and bright. Why was it not
I don't know why they set it in the Pacific Northwest.
But they're by water at one point.
Well, yeah, it's still the coast, but it's up like by Portland, where you have.
Yeah, so why not just make it's fucking Twilight then?
Exactly.
Why not just make it take place that like further down, closer to California,
like northern
so you can have
California
sunshine
or something? Yeah, so more sunny. Like a lot of like Spielberg's movies are like summer movie adjacent. I would say like E.T.
Oh yeah, E.T. is also summer movie adjacent. It's the summer break.
It's
it's not part of it.
And I mean, technically, it starts with the fall. It starts like after the summer. Because at one point, they have Halloween, but just like Karate Kid, it takes place in California, so it's summer weather all the time anyway.
Yeah, that's
so the
true.
movie like ends in November. But you don't think about that.
It feels very summery.
It feels very summery. Same thing with...
That's cheating. They're just doing it in California so they don't have to care about weather.
Yeah. Same thing with...
Which is why I want to move to California, kind of, because I don't want weather.
I don't want to live there, though.
I just don't want to have to deal with snow and shit.
I'd rather move to Greece then,
I guess.
Same thing with, even though that's technically not a Spielberg directed movie, but Poltergeist, which looks like it takes place on the same street as E.T.
Oh, yeah.
It's also a very summery movie. That does take place in the summer, and it is kind of a funny movie, even though it's a horror movie. It's a lot of comedy involved. The horror is scary, but when it's not scary, it is almost like a comedy. That's what I like about that one.
A movie that takes place during summer is The Parent Trap.
Once again,
it starts at summer camp.
Yeah.
And they do come back. I think it's still summer vacation throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah, and then most of it is during the camp, right?
No, that's like the first third or something.
Oh, okay.
Because then you have a long bit where they are separated because one of them lives in England,
right.
The other one in America somewhere, wine country. And then they, for some reason, end up together at the wine country. I don't
haven't
remember
seen
exactly.
It's
been a while since I watched it.
I remember liking it.
Honestly, I always thought Lindsay Lohan had a twin. I thought they were actual twins.
Oh, okay.
That movie fooled me.
I didn't think she had a twin, but instead, I actually thought she had a British accent and that she was faking the American accent. I don't know why.
I think that was the thing, though. People were like, oh, wait, she's American? What? Because she does a great English accent in this one.
Yeah, that's a... that's a fun summer movie.
Which has summer fling-ish, but it's
Friendship.
It's love coming back together more.
Oh yeah, the parents, right.
Because the parents actually find each other again.
Yeah.
Weird way to do it though. Separate the twins. I don't get it.
No, yeah, it's weird. I realized this is a 50 movie long list, and we're only on 35.
Yeah, we might have to skip over a few. Grease is technically not a summer movie because it doesn't take place during the summer. Done.
It is very summery though.
But it's not a summer movie because it does not take place during the summer. It's the school year.
That's true. I'd call it summer movie adjacent then.
Yes.
Here,
National Lampoon. We already talked about that one.
The summer movie.
The summer movie.
It's one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Yes. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Technically, but I don't like it.
You don't like it? Oh, I like it. Because he's a hopeless romantic, like I am.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's very summery. I mean, it takes place on
that
vacation.
I just have an issue with the whole Russell Brand and the girlfriend relationship being just weird.
That's fine.
I don't like it. Karate Kid, we talked about that one.
Very,
it's
very
technically
summery.
Adjacent, but it is very much of a summer movie still.
Then we have Vicky Cristina Barcelona, another one I haven't seen.
Never watched that one.
I, for some reason, always thought that was a thriller, but this says it's like a comedy, so I might check that one out.
The love triangle thingy. Yeah. I don't know.
Then there's the Way Back, which is a movie I should really watch that, and I've never watched it for some reason.
I recognize it, but I can't place it.
It's coming of age. It takes place during summer vacation, but he's forced to spend it with his mom and her boyfriend. And then of course, the mom is Toni Collette, which, hey, we talked about her recently. One of the best.
Yes.
And then Steve Carell playing Trent. And it's funny because they say Trent is particularly antagonistic to Duncan. Duncan is the kid. And I just can't see Steve Carell. I mean, they make it sound like maybe it's like in a funny way because it is comedy, but they make it sound like he's like a bad stepfather, like evil. And I'm like,
I doubt
Steve
it. It's
Carell?
probably just the way the kid feels he is.
Yeah.
Like it's not him actually being bad. It's just you're not my dad.
Yeah.
You know?
But then of course, like in Snack Shack, he meets an older guy who kind of works as a father figure. Yeah. Played by Sam Rockwell. Which Sam Rockwell playing a water park manager, which could there be a more laid back job? That sounds like perfect casting. So this one, I gotta check it out.
Write it down on your list. Put it on your letterbox. Girls Trip. With Regina Hall, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Tiffany Haddish. I haven't seen it.
And I remember people describing it as like The Hangover for ladies.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that was
from beginning to end, Girls Trip is an absolutely hilarious as well as the outrageous and raunchy antics. That was a weird sentence. There's an infectious joy that radiates throughout the film. Yeah. But it's for girls, it's Hangover for girls, so it's not as gritty.
Yeah, which means
grimy,
it'll probably
be more of a better
funny,
word.
But it's maybe not specifically for me.
Yeah. No, most likely that. I mean, it's barely for me, I suppose.
Yeah. And then we have the next one, which this one I'm not sure I would call a summer movie, even though it's literally called Midsummer, takes place during the most summery celebration of all time, Midsummer.
It's a summer solstice, basically. Yeah. It's the summer celebration.
And it's
not a summer movie.
It is, gassande solsken.
It lacks,
what do you call it?
Bright sunshine all the time. I don't know.
But yeah,
it lacks a lot of the staples.
First of all, it is a vacation though.
Sure.
It's not really coming of age. There is no summer fling. There is no father/mother
unless
older
you count
figure.
The boyfriend falling kind of in love.
He doesn't really falling in love. That's more being horny.
No, that's true. He gets
he gets fucking raped technically.
That's true. Eventually, yeah.
That's not very summery.
No, this is Midsummer is too deep and dark to be a summer
like we said,
movie.
A thriller is not a summer movie. So a horror movie can't be, unless we said it's a slasher, but that's because it's barely horror, it's more comedy. Yeah.
And then a slasher can still have the tropes.
Exactly.
Midsummer does not have the tropes correctly.
No, it doesn't. Great movie, but it's not a summer movie.
No.
Dope.
Then we
Have you seen that one?
Never heard of.
Okay.
No.
I saw it like 2015 when it was fairly new. It is definitely a summer movie. Although I know it's not vacation, it's more...
It does take time during summer, though. Passing the hazy summer days by getting into mischief with your friends is something frequently seen in this film.
Yeah. Which happens. It's just something... It's not one that I immediately think of when I think of summer movies. I'm not sure why.
It feels like it's touching on more serious subjects.
That
again.
too. It is
like
definitely definitely comedy, but yeah, it is more serious than I would like a summer movie to be.
Because it deals with drug dealers and contraband and shit. It feels a bit too serious.
There's a bit of like racism theme thing, you know, which
it's valid in a movie, but it puts a little bit of a damper on it if it's supposed to be a summer.
Yeah, because a summer movie needs to be more carefree. Yeah,
yes. Which Lilo and Stitch is, but isn't.
Yeah, I don't think of that as a summer movie. I don't know, but no. I mean, it takes place in Hawaii, which is also one of those perpetual summer lands.
Yeah, which is cheating.
Yeah, I suppose.
We have this deep, dark background with the whole family and issue, which... And I don't know if it takes place during summer, technically.
True, but sure. But then it's you have a fun summer friend. That's almost like a, summer fling.
That's a summer fling, but in a child version, yeah.
And they get up to hijinks and hilarious things.
That's true.
But then there is the whole thing, running around and shooting stuff on a spaceship. Which it ends with,
ruins
right?
It a little bit.
Begins with.
Yeah, it's towards the end at least. I think it actually ends back on Earth, but it's the ending is involved with that, yeah.
So, summer adjacent, I would say. It's also not very hangout. It feels like they quickly get into like, we gotta run away from the bad monsters. Yeah.
Yes.
So summer movie adjacent. If you want a more in-depth review of this movie, we have an episode on it from like 2021 or 2.
Something like that. It's everywhere, though.
Then we have The 7-Year Itch. Never seen it.
I've heard the name, but that's about it. I didn't even know it was Marilyn Monroe.
I knew it was Marilyn Monroe, but I didn't know it was like a summer movie. But it does take place during the summer. But then it's like, he does meet his summer girl, which is the new neighbor, Marilyn Monroe. Richard Sherman meets his beautiful new neighbor and soon begins to fantasize about her and considers whether he will be able to stay faithful to his wife. Like, what an asshole. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But he just sounds like, I don't know if I should. Like, of course you should. Whatever. I don't know. Especially just...
I don't know. It doesn't sound like a summer movie. Maybe we'll have to watch it.
It doesn't sound like a summer movie at all to me. Especially it takes place in New York.
Adventureland. Yeah, but Adventureland is a summer movie.
I haven't seen that one. You've seen it.
Because it takes place during the summer. It's the whole...
it's a water park / adventure park sort of thing.
It's an amusement park.
Yeah, I mean.
It's
a summer job.
It's a summer job. It's a coming of age story, trying to figure out what you want to do.
Does it take place in like the 90s or something, or is it nowadays time, so to speak?
Late 90s, I think. I don't remember.
But it's made in the mid 2000s, like 2010 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But it takes place in the 90s.
I think so. Or it just feels very 90s because it's probably Middle America stuck in time place.
That's what I think. Oh, let's see if it says something in IMDb. No, in the summer of 1987. So yeah, perfect.
87. Okay,
late 80s, early 90s. Perfect. Speaking of that, it's also not on the list, probably because it was kind of panned by critics because they don't get it. What's it called? Hold on.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Action Point. Action Point from 2018, yeah. Starring Johnny Knoxville as, the manager of an Adventureland, an amusement park.
Oh, right!
But it's based on that New Jersey amusement park, which was the most dangerous park everywhere. At least one kid died every season or something like that.
What, like Six Flags or whatever the fuck it's
called?
No,
it's not.
No.
There is a a documentary about it called like Class Action Park. Yeah.
Okay.
A documentary that focuses on the dangerously legendary water park and its slew of injuries and crimes along with child safety concerns. Yeah, action.
Maybe didn't want to mention the name of it.
No, it's Action Park. Is what it's called. Class Action. Because that's what it wasn't. Action Park. And the movie then is based on that sort of. It's called Action Point. And you know even though there's a lot of kids there, you know, it doesn't make a lot of money because it's basically like, oh, you pay $1, you can do whatever you want in there. It doesn't really make money. It's enough for him to like live and buy beer. That's it. Like, so he has the most hang back, you know, cool job ever. Takes place during summer. Everyone's a fucking stoner or a loser, and they're hanging out. It takes place in like the late 70s or something, because it's him as an old man telling his grandchild the story of how he almost lost the park but then won it back. There's an evil, you know, an evil capitalist who wants to buy the place and like turn it into like a fucking parking lot or something. Yeah. So he has to make a bunch of money. Sort of like Hot Rod.
Yes.
You gotta make money. So they like try to spruce up the park and everything. It's very summery. Once again, I can see why people don't like it, but as a lifelong Jackass fan, this is almost like a Jackass presents, because you have Johnny Knoxville, you have Chris Pontius. I think you have a few more cameos, but those are actually in the full movie. A few more Jackass cameos, but then also all the stunts or all the action scenes in the movie are just them.
Are obviously done by themselves.
Yeah, just throwing the actors into walls and stuff. I mean,
yeah,
he sustained.
Because it's Jackass.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville sustained more injuries in this movie than like all the Jackass movies combined.
Oh my god!
They were like, I know.
How is he alive?
I know he made a. It was he made a Hot Ones interview promoting the movie, and he couldn't eat. He couldn't like chew with the front of his mouth because it was so busted up. So he had to like eat from the side. And he was at the time like he had a what's it called? He was peeing into a bag. What's it called?
Catheter.
He had a catheter, like a ruptured spleen.
God.
And he just looked so bad. I've seen interviews with him later. He seems fine now, but that man is broken. He is broken.
Oh, he has I saw recently he has a emotional support dog. That's like medically, like a doctor prescribed it basically.
Jesus. Okay. But anyway, that's a summer movie I would add to the list.
I guess Adventureland is the same, but you know, without the action.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I thought about it. Yeah, it's basically the same story, but without all the dangerous stuff.
It's Snack Shack, but at an amusement park instead, more or less.
And it has Christmas.
Crazy Rich Asians. Now I'm switching movies here now.
Sure.
We gotta move on. It's summer adjacent to me.
Yeah.
Because it's a vacation. It's sure they're like very summery settings and all that, but it's not a summer movie per se. She goes to, I don't even remember which country they go to go to a wedding.
Yeah.
So it's a vacation, but it's not a holiday kind of thing.
Okay. After that,
I wouldn't call that a summer.
After that,
movie, no.
this is
Talent of Mr. Ripley.
Yeah, kind of sparked the conversation. Like,
yeah.
Once again, takes place in like Italy or Greece, very summery. Takes place during summer. Takes place during the 50s, so it's nostalgic that way. And it's them just hanging out doing summery things. But it is very, very dark. I mean, here, if a summer film with a side of murder sounds up your street, then A Talent of Miss Ripley is a film for you. But
honestly, watch fucking Adam Sandler's what's the one?
Oh God,
Murder Mystery.
Yeah,
that's more of a summer movie if you want murder.
Well, that's a terrible movie, though.
That's true, but still.
Like this. When you describe it like this, the dark and duplicitous plot of The Talent of Miss Ripley. That's not how you describe a summer movie.
Very summery.
Yeah, it's Italy, by the way. It's a sunny backdrop of an Italian summer.
Right. Yeah.
With it seeming like the last place where Tom's sinister actions would take place. Yeah, exactly. As the web of lies become deeper and deeper, Ripley's unassuming facade becomes the perfect mask for his sociopathic qualities. That's not summer. Sorry,
not a summer movie. That's too much.
I guess you could push it to a summer movie adjacent, but not really.
It's pushing it though. Sylvie's Love, never heard of.
No.
Notes of 2016's La La Land.
But it's
a New York summer. Is La La Land a summer movie to you?
No.
No, so I
not
don't think
summery.
this would be
Yeah,
either.
this doesn't sound right. And once again, New York is not the summariest of towns. Like there,
Even if it takes place during summer, it's not summery in that sense.
there are some New York movies I would consider summer movies. Like
This is gonna be the longest episode ever. By the way,
well, you know what? We'll cut it off at around 2 hours.
we're at 2 hours.
Ah, shit. Okay. I was gonna say I would actually kind of count Die Hard with a Vengeance, the third one, as a summer movie because it takes place in the heat of summer.
Oh right, it's that one where you run. Yeah,
He's running through. Yeah, it's constantly sweating. I don't know.
not because he's crawling through ducts,
No,
but
because it's
because
hot.
it's actually warm.
Yeah. It has a very, even though it's an action movie, it has a very summery feeling to it. I don't know. I guess it's more summer movie adjacent. This and Sylvie's Love, once again, New York. It's very hard for a summer movie to take place in New York.
Yeah.
So, nah. I haven't seen it though.
Next.
But I'm not a big fan of Tessa Thompson, so I probably won't.
No.
I've read Luca. Another one,
Yes.
very summery. I don't know if I would call it a summer movie.
Nah, I would call this one a summer
It
movie.
is? Okay, maybe it is. I've only seen
Yeah.
it once, so.
Same, but I would still call
Yeah,
it a
because it
summer
is
movie.
summer. It's, they have a break.
Yeah, and it's magical. There's friendship growing. There's finding yourself.
Yeah, there's a race in the end towards the evil guy.
Yeah, which is adventure.
Okay.
It's a summer movie.
Okay, sure.
Everybody wants some. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Yeah,
Never heard
which
of.
is, like it says here, spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused. So it's basically the same as Dazed and Confused, but it takes place in the 80s instead of the 70s. So if you've seen... I haven't seen it, but from what I understand... it's his final weekend of the summer before classes begin, while Dazed and Confused starts on the final day of the school year.
Right? Yeah. If it's the final weekend before the school begins again, it feels like it's too short. That's not a summer movie then.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it though, and like you want to make the most out of the last week, but it also has that almost not doomsday feeling, but shit.
No,
I have to
but
go
they're
back
saying
to
it even
school.
here, like with the ticking clock in the film,
Yeah.
counting down to when classes and a greater sense of responsibility are due to begin.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful easygoing quality to it, but
But I think I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing it's similar to another movie I know is on this list called American Graffiti, where it's this you have to kind of before you grow up too much, because I guess the point is that he is going to go back to, is he starting college?
Yeah. He's a college freshman.
Yeah, it's the last summer where you're kind of, you're still a kid.
Kind of a kid
where you're
still.
really a kid,
Yeah, but that's what they're saying with the responsibility.
Yeah. So this is his last carefree summer.
So yeah, maybe. I have to watch it to actually judge it properly.
Summertime, I have no idea what that is.
No clue, but
Same thing was...
she with her life savings, she decides to take a solo trip to one of the most romantic cities in the world, Venice.
Yeah.
And there she meets a summer fling. Yeah, sounds a bit summery, but because it's a summer vacation, she meets someone who falls in love. But she's also like middle-aged, so I don't care.
There's Tomboy, which I haven't seen, but I never saw it as a summer movie. It's one that takes place during summer, but doesn't feel like a summer movie to me.
No.
And then...
I haven't seen it, I don't know. Then we have Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, which is the same as
Which is
everyone
a summer
but yeah,
movie.
it's the beginning of summer, so it's the most summer ever. It takes place over one night, but it's just like they get
It's still summer.
yeah, it gets in all of the like things you're gonna do over the summer in one night, and it ends with him coming home because he's like I think he's gonna he's ending the one who's like kind of the main character. He is still in elementary school, and he's about to start high school when the summer is over. So this is his first time like trying to like go to a more grown up party and stuff like that. So when he comes home, he's
which
like,
is where he meets Matthew McConaughey's character, I guess.
they don't actually ever meet, but yeah.
Oh, we don't. But okay. I haven't seen.
It's a lot more.
I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't seen.
It's a movie about several people over one night. Not all of them meet, but the main character I would say is the little kid.
Okay.
Because it kind of starts and ends with him.
Talking about kids.
Yeah.
Next one is Stand By Me, which yes, that is a summer movie to me.
Definitely more heavier than I would want a summer movie.
Sure.
But it's a summer adventure.
It also has this, it's the summer adventure. But, it's allowing them to grow up properly as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very
I like
very
that
summery.
movie.
Oh my god, I'm getting tired.
Yeah, we're speed running this last
Thelma
one. Thelma and Louise.
Not a summer movie to me.
Haven't seen.
Because it takes place in the
care.
desert. That's cheating.
That's cheating.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Same with Little Miss Sunshine a little bit, but it is summer though.
But it all takes place in a car. I wouldn't call it a summer movie.
No, I wouldn't call it a summer movie.
There's no hanging out at the beach. There's no, working in a cafe. It's a road.
It's a little bit of the family vacation style.
Sort of, yes.
But they have too much of a purpose to actually be a vacation, so it doesn't count.
So this is summer movie. Great movie, but it's summer movie adjacent.
Oh, yes. Adjacent. The Graduate? Never heard of.
That is... I haven't seen it, but the way people explain it, it's a very summer movie.
Okay. Maybe I'll watch it.
In the Heights, I'm not even going to talk about that. Booksmart.
It's a terrible movie.
Yeah. Booksmart. That was the first movie I saw where I felt like maybe I'm getting too old to watch teenage movies. Because I remember I couldn't connect with the characters. I guess partly because they're girls. But also because they're like...
I never watched it. I should have.
It's a good movie. It's, I know a lot of people made connections to Superbad, which is fair to a certain extent, but these are very different characters from the characters of Superbad.
It's the last day of school. Okay, yeah that's fine. That counts.
But it's not very summery. That's the thing. It's not.
It's summery the way Superbad is summery. I
wouldn't call Superbad a summer movie.
No, summer. I guess adjacent.
Exactly.
Then, because it's the last day.
Booksmart and Superbad, because they are very similar. They're summer movie adjacent.
Moonrise
Kingdom. Well, it definitely takes place during summer. It's at summer camp.
You have a summer fling.
Yeah. I've only seen it once. I liked it, I remember.
I don't remember it at all.
I never thought of it as a summer movie, but I guess now, it has everything that a summer movie needs, so I guess you would call it a summer movie.
Roman Holiday.
Never heard of.
No idea. It's a
Hepburn.
European princess.
Yeah.
Sounds like it would be a summer movie, to be honest, but, just not our generation's kind.
Exactly, yeah. It sounds, and it's also, it takes place in the middle of town. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's in Italy.
I suppose.
Italy. Italy is very summer.
Then we have Y Tu Mamá También, which...
No idea.
Once again...
Set over the course of one summer.
Yes.
But sounds very...
It's more like a road trip movie. They are going to a beach. I mean, it's very summery along the way. But I guess a summer movie can be a road trip movie. But for me, summer movies are more... sedentary. You're at a vacation home or a country club.
Like the adventure takes place within your town still.
Yeah, exactly.
Or close to it, outskirts.
So just like with Little Miss Sunshine, I would say this is more summer adjacent, I suppose, but more road trip.
Yeah.
And there we have another one, Before Sunrise. Wouldn't call this a summer movie because it mainly takes place on a train.
It's just a romance.
Yeah. It takes place during summer, and they're both on kind of vacation. I think both of them are kind of traveling to discover themselves. So it has all that, but there's no lounging at the beach, having a summer job.
And it only takes place over one day, so they don't have time for that.
Yeah. So summer adjacent, I would say.
Yeah. Endless Summer. The Endless Summer.
It's a documentary. No, sorry.
No, doesn't count.
It's a documentary. It's not even a movie. It's a documentary.
Doesn't count.
I'm sure it's very...
Do the Right Thing.
That's another...
I'm skipping that one.
That's not a Spike Lee one.
Not a Spike Lee.
Just like Crooklyn, I feel like this is...
It takes place in Brooklyn again, so it's lacking that...
Once again, that's New York.
Vibe.
Summer movies very rarely work in New York, so... And it's also...
We've Called Me By Your Name.
Oh, I was just going to say, this is also one that becomes very heavy towards the end, so...
Of course.
Not really a summer movie to me. Call Me By Your Name, now that's a summer movie.
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't seen it?
No, I'm dreading it. It's one of those, everyone says it's so good, I just don't want to watch it.
It's not, at least I didn't think so, and Mom didn't either, because we saw it together. It's not as good as people say. This was, universally, praised as the greatest movie ever. It's not.
Yeah.
It's really good. And I think that was the first time I really, noticed Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, that's
he
when
had
he
like
was...
he had obviously had like fans before.
Lady Bird came before that, right?
No, I think that actually was
Is
the
it
year
after?
Might be.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not sure.
fine.
But yeah, he was in. Here's one you don't even think of. Interstellar. He was in Interstellar. You didn't even know that.
True. But this was his breakout.
This was
when he was the leading role. It was in a raunchy role because he was a gay guy in Italy in the what year is it? It's the
It's the 80s, sometime in the mid 80s,
right?
Yeah, which is very summer.
Yeah.
The hair, the shirts, the music, very summer. In the 80s,
they have a reason to be shirtless a lot.
and it was the first time people like talked about Timothy Chalamet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a summer vacation thing. I mean, technically,
there's a summer fling.
Yeah, and then, I mean, literally, the movie is all about the summer fling, and it's it's a young guy who's kind of he doesn't really know what he wants and everything. He doesn't even know if he likes girls or boys, or does he like both?
Exactly.
Sure. But then there's the older guy who's the voice of reason. I'll say that even in the end, it's literally a summer fling. And the older guy, like, look, listen, you think you love me, but this was just a summer fling.
Yeah. No, I figured that would be the ending, if I'm being honest.
So he's like, maybe our paths will cross at some points, but it's
that's the thing with the summer fling.
Yeah, I know. That's also that's perfect though, because once again, he's 17-year-old, so he's not mature enough yet. But he is. I guess I'm spoiling a little bit, but he's devastated by it. So
I've seen that part.
The epilogue is, I think, when they're back in America. I think because they don't live permanently in Italy. It's just when.
I thought Timothy Chalamet's family did.
No, his dad is like a professor of archaeology or something. So he's living for extended periods of time during an excavation, but they're not there permanently, but semi-permanently. So in the end.
But I knew that what's his name? Armie Hammer's character is an American.
Yes, because he's an archaeology student who comes there to work as a assistant.
Oh yeah, he's working as an intern with Elio's father.
But the end takes place during winter, so obviously a few months later. But Elio is still just destroyed.
So in love,
and they're one of the best.
It's puppy love.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe,
and that's why it doesn't seem to affect Armie Hammer's character that much.
Then we have the last.
I was just gonna say though,
which one you
that movie has, because he has, just like in Snack Shack, he has a very coming of age you'll get over it kind of speech with his dad, where he talks about a summer fling he had. It's one of the best movie speeches of all time. Great, it's a great movie. You should watch it.
I know I should. It's on the list. It's actually on
American Graffiti.
You talked about American Graffiti already a little bit.
With Everybody Wants Some. Everybody's Gotta Get Some. I don't know, whatever that movie was. The Linklater one.
Called, yeah.
This is also one that takes place. It's like
one evening,
and it's just before people are gonna go off to college. So it's like the last breaths of summer.
The sense of how fleeting the freedom of summer can be.
Yeah. In that way, it is very summery. Most of it takes place during night, though. But it's people hanging out at hamburger joints, driving cars slowly down the main street.
Yeah.
There's summer flings.
Shown in brief conversations seized upon as the cars pass each other.
Yeah. It's very middle America summer. It's very Bruce Springsteen. What the fuck is that album called?
Summer of '59.
No, first of all, that's Summer of '69, and that's Bryan Adams.
69.
Hold on. The darkness. He's like third album or something. In the Darkness of the Edge of Town. Which is basically...
Give me a song instead.
No, well, that's one of the songs. In the Darkness at the Edge of Town.
Okay, another song.
That one doesn't really have any singles. What's it called? Cherry's Room?
Okay, no, fuck it. Whatever, it feels...
That movie,
it has that
movie,
feel to
that
it.
movie's all about, like... The feeling of not really knowing where you're going, but it's all you're fixing your car, you're driving down Main Street, you got your girl by your side. That entire album is about that basically. So that's very much what this movie is about, and it is very carefree until the end, where it's just like this where things are gonna get more serious, because it ends with our main character went off to college. This guy joined the army, and it's just like, whatever Carl or whatever his name is, he joined a protest and was shot in the head 3 weeks later. Stuff I was like, whoa, we're like, life happens, even though you don't think it's gonna.
Much like with Snack Chat.
Yeah. So it's very much like, whoa, it's a very like somber ending, a very sobering ending. It's like, whoa, shit.
Well, number one on this list, which I find a little bit strange, is Jaws.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it as number one. But it's a very
it's on the list,
movie,
I'll give it that. But it's not number one. It's not the ultimate summer movie in more ways than one.
No.
As they start off the
I think they're conflating the fact that it was part of creating the summer blockbuster.
Yes.
So it was the first one that was heavily advertised, to come out this summer.
They even write that Jaws can be credited with changing the face of cinema as we know it. Previously regarded as the off-season for the movie industry, the summer slot has now become the peak time for the biggest blockbuster releases. And it's all thanks to Jaws. Sure, but that doesn't make Jaws the summer movie.
No, but that's what I mean. They're conflating like real-world stuff with what happens in the movie. Now, it takes place during the summer. A lot of it is at the beach. But it is not lighthearted, but it is funny. There's comedic elements.
It's not dark.
No, but it gets darker towards the end. And it's the second half of the movie that kind of makes it feel like not a summer movie adjacent, I would put it. I mean, it starts with a shark attack. That's not what you want to think about when you think about summer.
The only time it's summery is when everyone's at the beach before they realize they're a shark.
Yeah.
That's the summer part. Rest of it's not summery.
But it feels a lot like summer, I gotta say.
Sure, because it takes place at a beach.
Yeah. But no.
That's it.
If I would say like the ultimate summer movie for me, that's tough.
Aquamarine, Surf's Up, and fucking RV.
Surf's Up, definitely. That's one that should be on this list. We didn't talk much about that, but yeah.
Know why? You know what? I have an issue with that. Surf's Up's not on streaming services. Anywhere,
it's not?
It seems. No, I can't find it. It's so annoying. I wanted to watch it the other
I have
day.
it on Blu-ray.
I'm gonna say, if I recommend a summer movie, I'm recommending Surf's Up or Aquamarine. I don't care how old you are, you're gonna enjoy both of them.
Oh, here's another one. I guess it's because it's like a remake of Breakpoint. Point Break. Sorry.
Breakpoint.
Yeah.
Point Break.
But let's see if you think the same. The Fast and the Furious, the first one.
Oh yeah,
that's a very summery movie.
Yeah, that's a summer movie.
The sun is just beating down on them. It's fast.
Honestly, most of them is a bit of a summer movie, but yeah, the first one specifically.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Because they're all summery. They're all summer adjacent.
Not the later ones.
That one's summer.
The first two are very summer, but they become too dark after that, I would say.
That's true. The first one specifically, but the first two are
very much summer.
Yes,
that's one I would recommend. First, Fast and the Furious.
I would almost say the second more if you want summer.
But that's a worse movie.
Because it's Miami.
Yeah, I know.
I still have a soft spot for that one.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Again, check out our list if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. But now, we've been babbling on for way too long.
We need to wrap this up
But this was 2 episodes in one, so it's not that long.
Technically, it's fine.
So
thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening. Of course, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. But I also want to say thank you so much for supporting us here. We'll be back in a few weeks, a couple of months at most. And
you won't miss us too much though, because we're not actually going
anywhere. We kind of have started a new TV cast show, so guess we have to do that.
And there's still the summer episode that comes out in the middle of summer.
We're gonna have the mega summer episode, so you won't miss us too much. But we'll be back, and I think Twisters is gonna be it.
Probably
Twisters.
Probably for Twisters,
which is sort of a summer movie.
Kind of.
But that's it.
We'll see.
Have a good one. Bye. The SpoilerCast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is produced and directed by Tobias Vedén and hosted by Tobias and Rebecca Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. I also want to give a huge shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Mom, Dad, Christopher Belén, Daniel Del Gaiso, Mac and Mom, Laura Kinney, and CK85.